Welcome everyone to Seoul Ojani Stadium for our final day of Blade & Soul Korea Season 2. My name is Joel Sophie. Joining with me, as always, throughout the season is going to be Ending Life, and we're here for the final day of Season 2 to see who the best team out of the 4 that we've been looking at since yesterday. We're down to 3 now, and over those 3 teams, we're going to get the best team out of Season 2.
Yes, we are, and for our first match, if you guys been following, we're gonna have GC Busan Red versus Bang, and we have to mention this again. Bang being up here is a big surprise because as we told you guys, they're just a new team, not fairly a new team. They're just a new team. Jae-yu Kim is the only one who has experience. Youngjin Shin a little bit last year, down Kim in the Clan Wars, but as a team, this is a brand new team.
Literally, you're looking at this new team going against one of the most prestigious teams that we ever had in all of Blade & Soul Korea. That is going to be GC Busan Red. You have Jin Han, you have Sung-Jin Choi, and you have the recent world champion of Yoon Tae-son from GC Busan Blue of last year. And now, composing of that team together, you would think and it's just a complete outmatch against a rookie team composed of Youngjin Shin, Dawn Kim, and Jae-yu Kim. You talk about these 3 players literally coming out of nowhere and forming this team to make this miraculous run as they are doing now. And some people would think, if you haven't watched too much of Season 2, you would think that this is a complete outmatch. But I can tell you right now that this will be a lot closer than most people think.
Exactly, and we'll have to get into the match because, but as Joel mentioned, it'll be definitely closer than we expect because GC Busan Red hasn't been performing up to par. Being Season 1 champions, we thought they could have, having the same roster, just stomping over Season 1. We thought they could have just stomped over Season 2 as well, but, they had a shaky beginning. They had trouble making it up into the semifinals as well. They didn't get any sweeps throughout the season yet, and we'll just have to see because Bang, on the other hand, has been performing superbly.
And really just looking at what GC Busan Red has gone through to get to this phase. And you talked about it was a struggle from the very beginning all the way to this final day. And, we expected GC Busan Red to be the best team out of all the 8 teams that we've been looking at since the quarterfinals, just because of the fact they've been so dominant in Season 1. And we would just, after a 1 month of break, you would think that they would just come back to dominate the scene once again, but it definitely hasn't been the case. You talk about the first day out, they faced against GFAM, a new team that came out of nowhere. They really struggled against these teams that barely just won out, almost lost in a 3-0 sweep, but they had to come back being 2-0 down and had to win 3 straight in a row. And that story goes on for GC Busan Red as they have been just kind of on the turmoil of how they got here was the more important part, and the fact that they're here is a different story altogether.
Exactly, and the unfortunate thing is, I mentioned that GC Busan Red being such a strong team never got a sweep yet, but they actually got swept by Anarchy, who's already waiting in the finals seat.
And it is going to be Anarchy that we're going to be seeing in the later parts of today, and it is the final day, guys, of Season 2, and we're not going to waste any time and just introduce the players right away. Of course, we're going to get GC Busan Red and Bang as their first match of the day, and it will be the decider as to who's going to be the one to go up to face Anarchy today.
Yeah, we'll have to see. On your screen, you see GC Busan Red here. The players, you guys are all familiar with the classes registered, but, I also want to kind of reiterate about the fact that GC Busan Red and Bang facing off in the first match to go up against Anarchy for the grand finals. It's very unfortunate for these 2 teams because they've already faced Anarchy and they've both lost. to Anarchy.
That's the reason why Anarchy is right now in the finals in that #1 seed, waiting for them in the line. But you talk about these two teams, GC Busan Red, one of the teams that we had high expectations for, but they definitely didn't deliver in many aspects of the season 2.
Exactly, we'll see. They seem like they're in a good mood. Let's hope that the game flows as they wish it would. And now we're gonna go to the side of Bang here, Youngjin Shin, Jae-Yu Kim, and Daewon Kim, as we mentioned over and over. The rookie team with some super rookies, some super plays coming out, especially from Youngjin Shin and Daewon Kim.
And the prodigy assassin, his last name being Sin, is definitely him being born to be an assassin. And Youngjin Shin has been a stellar performer throughout the season 2. Of course, he did make some rookie mistakes, especially in that last round in that semifinal, which could have been crucial for him to not really make it to this stage today. But altogether, he did everything right. He did what needed to be done right, and everybody else around him, Jae-Yu Kim and Daewon Kim, did their part to support Youngjin Shin properly. And here they are on the final day of stage.
Exactly, and we talk about how Youngjin Shin and Daewon Kim are the super rookies, but you can't forget about Jae-Yu Kim, who's actually the brain of the team. So he is a supporter, and we always talk about how he plays defensive all the time, and he got to get aggressive at times. But I can understand, because he is the brains. He's getting the strats out, calling out the strats for his teammates to come in and out. So we'll see how this round goes today.
And we're looking at the composition for both teams, and Yuntae-san bringing out the Gunslinger makes this a 2018 meta with this conventional Warlock and Destroyer support. Bang's going to go back to the classic 2017 type of archetype when we do see Assassin mixed in with the Warlock and Destroyer, now that we're very accustomed to it. Now we got to remember, Bang did face off against Kurita Zeus yesterday, and they had to go up against a mirror match in those tag matches, but this time they're going to be up against a Gunslinger. I wonder what change that will make.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because Youngjin Shin in an Assassin mirror match since yesterday, the whole composition itself was mirror. But when we saw the Assassin mirror match against Kurita Zeus, Sang-ho Kim's Assassin, most of the time, well, I think all of the times when he faced off against Sang-ho Kim, Youngjin Shin came on top all the time, except for the rookie mistakes that you mentioned before, by not tagging out and getting eliminated, making it a little shaky for his team. But overall, Youngjin's Assassin is definitely very solid. We'll see how he approaches this, because now there's no assassins to go up against but a gunslinger, like you say.
And really, that's a new type of challenge for him. I mean, against assassin, he's done very well, even in single. You talk about beating Jae and Choi, you talk about beating Hyungi Kim, he's done it before, but this time it's against a gunslinger, and we'll see what Youngjin Shin has in his pocket with GC Busan Red as his opponent. Bang versus GC Busan Red for this game 1, for this first tag match of the finals. Let's get the match of the way. Roar from the crowds going for both teams as we're starting off the final day with the finals decider. It's third and second place match to decide who's going to be going up against the #1 seed of Anarchy, and GC Busan Red and Bang will have this first tag match decided.
Youngjin out of stealth, same goes for Yuntae-san, but gets it back with that time distortion coming in from his team. Youngjin didn't call for help yet, so no interferes used on the side of Bang. But let me tell you guys this. Bang has to get first place in order for them to make it into the qualifiers match for Worlds. If they get second or lower, they don't have a chance, so they have to play their hearts out.
Literally becoming the Season 2 champion is the only way that you're going to have any contentions to go to the World Championships. And we know that we're only going to get one slot for Korea, meaning that you just have to be the best team in all of Korea. It doesn't matter about getting to the regional qualifiers. It's all about being the best. And you have to be the best out of today to even get that done. And for Bang, and really, you got to go one game at a time. Against GC Busan Red, it will be a tough opponent, but they have to go one by one here, ending.
Yeah, and Youngjin Shin, as usual, just playing it aggressive. He doesn't care if it's an assassin or a gunslinger or anybody else. He's just going to make his move. He's not going to give a chance for his opponent to even take a breath or even think of the next move.
Yeah, he doesn't give breathing room to his opponent. That's definitely a characteristic of his playstyle. Knocks him down. Yuntae-san has been troubled just a little bit, but the trades have been going towards GC Busan Red's way, and you can already see with that shadow, Gunslinger has been doing so well for Yuntae-san, but of course the timer is about to run out on both sides, meaning that you can just be a little more careful, but otherwise, it should be a forced tag on both teams.
Yep, there we go. The forced tag is coming up, as you say. And we do have a Warlock mirror. You saw that? When the force tag happened, they both quelled. The paper in their face.
It really did, but Jae Kim is forced out of his tab escape already, and that's going to be trouble for him to start off. And Junohan, once again, starting off, and a lot of damage that would have came through.
Yeah. Down Kim actually gets rid of Junohan's familiar with that execute damage here. So Jae Kim gets that little slight advantage here. We do see the tag out of Junohan, though.
There you go, and Sunday Choi is going to be the one to come in to replace Junohan's deficit there, and Yuta-san just trying to come in with the interfere, just trying to destroy the thrall, almost gets it down, but it's going to have a full call time to work with, so Jae Kim kind of safe for now.
Yep, here we go. So Junohan, the first one to tag out here in this first series, first set. We'll see how this will play out, because as they deplete their resources, we always talk about, you know, the team with more resources always has the advantage. Let's see what happens here.
Talk about that smash, getting a lot of damage done, but the stun does not continue as the tab escape has been used by Jae Kim. You want to be careful here, Jae. You don't have any escapes to work with. That's going to be him tagging out towards Down Kim. So once again, a mirror match for the destroyers on both sides.
Alright, here we go. Sung Jin Choi decides to heal up a little bit. There we go, Down Kim going aggressive with the Ember Stomp. Tags out to Yuta-san.
So that's going to be the second tag out already being forced out by GC Busan Red, meaning that a little bit on the advantage in terms of resources, but Down Kim, he has to somehow survive against his gunslinger. All this poking that will happen from distance will surely distract him from his here.
Yep, have to see the gunslinger could definitely poke out the destroyer, but when you get pulled like that, you need that defensive interfere. Down Kim does go in the air.
Dangerous, and that's going to be the one to start off the damage. And you would have thought that Young Shin came in for the interfere to help him out, but still 50% or more HP taken by Down Kim there.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Bang right now, but you know, you never know. Everybody's still, you know, at least 50% healthier. Down Kim's playing it aggressive once again, trying to force Yuta-san to tag out.
You can definitely see that Yuta-san and GC Busan Red all together are trying to be patient throughout this, just trying to look for that right opportunity to go in all together. But in the meantime, that one aerial that came in from Junohan was the start of it, but otherwise they need a little more to get crucial kills that will be so helpful for them in this first game here.
Yeah, Down Kim actually endured this whole thing by himself, but ends up tagging out though. Okay, I was going to say almost a forced tag.
Yeah, 15 seconds left was all he needed, and couldn't get it done. Young-Jin is back out the field, so resource points just about the same across both teams.
Yeah, Young-Jin getting poked out. Oh, it's not looking great right now. You do get that. Oh!
Destroy ultimate! Destroy ultimate! That's going to be connecting, and even the assassin ultimate does not connect, so that would have been a game over for Yuta-san if he had stayed on there. Very crucial tag out to save himself there.
Yeah, notice, even though the assassin ultimate didn't connect, you know, you see how composed they are. They know the timing. They communicate. You know, Down Kim puts down the all Young-Jin try for that. All they unfortunately didn't connect, but just the fact that they try these new strats to time these things is just amazing.
Young-Jin, he likes to play with fire and still going with it with this little of an HP. As long as he has escape, he's still got to go for it. You can see him still being very aggressive. Now he has to use the escape. He does have the loads available. Now he uses it. This might be his time to tag out, and he does. Very, very composed when compared to yesterday when he made a bunch of those mistakes where he was very low on HP and had no escape, but still played with fire and did down in many critical situations yesterday.
Exactly, and now we do have that mirror again. Jayu is not summoning his thrall yet. We'll see when he'll do that. He might want to try to stagger with Junohan's thrall. We'll see. The time distortion does come out on the side of Juno.
You definitely see that GC Busan Red's patience is definitely paying a dividend in terms of them being ahead. Right now, we talk about the HP difference for all the players, and Junohan and Sony Choi basically full health, with Yuta-san only one being damaged out. Wow, it's not really healthy on any of these three players.
Yep, Jae Kim playing it aggressive, forcing out that escape and attack from Junohan. Last tag used for Junohan.
That's going to be the last one, so next time Junohan does come onto the field, he has to be a little more cautious, and Jae Kim wants to punish this destroyer as much as he can, but it's going to get caught on the other side. And destroy ultimate right on time, and Down Kim almost in a very dangerous situation. You have to be careful there.
Yeah, but Sung Jin Choi just wasted that execute by himself in the middle of the field. Down Kim not even being close, but we'll see about that. The cooldown is going to be critical for Sung Jin Choi not having that execute.
Iron Plane that comes through, pulls him in. That's going to be the one to pull in the tide. So tries to just get the damage onto Sonny Choi. That's going to be good enough to knock him away. And you talk about that chase that came through. Forced us out to escape from Yuta-san. Very nicely done by Down Kim.
Very nice here. We'll see if Yuta-san will be able to poke out Down Kim. It's not really a great matchup as we've seen Destroyer versus Gunslinger here sometime back in the day. Down Kim, we'll see if he's able to do anything, or he might want to just use his last tag before he dies out because he's pretty low. There we go, he does tag out, but someone that's lower than Down Kim comes in, which is Youngjin-sen.
Down Kim, it makes it naturally so tough for him to face it against Gunslinger. It makes sense that Youngjin-sen would come back out to the field, and Down Kim kind of comes in there for kind of nothing there.
Yeah, but look at this. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and look at all these resources that are left over still. 3 interferes on the side of Bang for 2 players, and look at JC Busan Red. They all have.
Look at this. Youngjin-sen with that Warlock Ultimate. I think that's going to connect, but the iron plating right on time from Sonny Choi. Very composed there to save his teammate. Youngjin-sen would have been surely dead on that one.
Yeah, he would have just disappeared from the game, but look at his health now. He's pretty similar to Youngjin-sen. We could almost say they're identical in health bars. We'll see if Youngjin-sen or Yuta-san will try to finish off each other. But remember, everybody on the team could still come in for backup. Jae-Yu Kim has interferes. Seung-Jin Choi and Juno Han also have interferes. There we go. Juno Han giving that time distortion.
And this forced tag, the first tag match of the series, is getting very, very close as the time goes by. We have only about 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, meaning that it's probably going to go down to TKO with so many health bars still pretty healthy across the board here. Okay, look at this,
but not
dangerous.
If Youngjin gets into the aerial.
Look at him still being very, very aggressive against Juno Han and just trying to get the landmine. He's just going to get caught up by that. And he does have 1 tag point left, so he might just have to use it. Okay, he's still moving on.
Alright, Youngjin trying to get as much damage as you can, and you don't need to force tag out now. There's only 1 minute. Basically. If you think you're going to die, you can just use your tag point. You have 3 interferes that you can go out and come back in to help your teammates. Here we go.
Preemptive. Oh my goodness, that's a disaster coming in, and Down Kim might just be the first one to go out, and he has to just force himself in, trying to get this damage done against Juno Han. But you talk about that preemptive interfere that came in before the tag happened, and that might have been a mistake there.
Yep, Down Kim's still somehow alive, no tag point, so he has to endure this. He tried to ult, but
he ran out of time.
Yep. Destroyer ultimate. Okay, doing some damage.
And he's still somehow alive. Down Kim, he's staying alive for a very long time here, and trying to get the leech to connect, and look at this. Still going on. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage to Down Kim. Pretty good before he did die out. Youngjin has to be a little bit careful, but he has to go aggressive here. He's going to get it. And Juno Han is going to be out. The webbing, the 1 more hit. All to do it. He's going to be, just feeling this feel here, and Yuta-san's going to be out on the field. 5 seconds left to go, but this is a very crucial situation. I don't know exactly who's going to get the damage lead here.
All right, there we go. We got that reactionary 2v to try to do as much damage, but nothing happens at the end. Just looking at the health bars, it seems as if GC Busan Red was on top. We'll have to see the results. There we go.
Yeah, so it was a huge amount of difference, and what we got in the end was about 30,000 damage difference in a head for GC Busan Red in that game 1. So very, very close matchup indeed. And we talk about game 2 that will be shortly underway. The singles. So who's it going to be? Because tag match, it seemed as if really there was no clear winner other than that little bit of damage difference towards the favor of GC Busan Red. But otherwise, this game 2 of this single could make this series very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. GC Busan Red definitely got that first round, as you say, but not too much of a difference. Not too dominant. We'll have to get back to set 3 to actually see if GC Busan Red will win another tag afterwards. But before that, the set 2 singles we might just see Youngjin and Juno Han come out again, because GC Busan Red, they've been sending out the last boss who's been Juno Han first when the singles matches come up.
It really is, and it'll be interesting to see who does make an appearance, but it's been a very close fight and a really valiant effort pulled in by mostly the side of Bang doing their own part. And you talk about that one play where Down Kim was caught off, and that was a very dangerous situation. We thought that this ultimate would have connected, and very nice defensive interactions from Sonny Choi, but otherwise, that Down Kim, that play that will show probably later in this highlight, it's the one that probably made the crucial difference, because it feels as if that right here. This is where it happened, and took a lot of damage, 3 damage altogether, and did very well to do his part before he did eventually die out, but I think if he just avoided that play altogether, it could have been a lot closer between the two teams.
Definitely. Down Kim taking that damage nearly at the end of the game probably gave that extra boost for GC Busan Red to get that damage chart in the TKO. We have a lot of fans, but we'll have to see GC Busan Red in a good mood. You see Sung-Jin Choi smiling, Junohan the usual.
It's just one set though that's out of the way. We do have many sets left to go, and Bang definitely is still within contentions to make it to the very final round. And they lost the first round, which they're definitely not used to. They usually like to win the first round and carry on the momentum to eventually win out the series, but having lost the first one, they're going to have to get their minds back together and try to clinch a comeback story here.
They definitely do, but Bang definitely knows, as we know, that the first tag was pretty close, but look at this matchup.
Sung-Jin Choi Down Kim, the World Destroyer versus the Rookie Destroyer in this mirror match for the singles to decide whether GC Busan Red can get away with a lead with a 2-0 or Bang, if this Rookie Destroyer does win against the World Destroyer, it will bring it back to even. It's a very important matchup in this game too.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Are they both going to play it safe, bring out the guts and persistence, or is one or both of them going to do the Fury, the Shadow Destroyer build? We'll have to see, because, many people know the meta, but everything changes when these teams play.
It really does, and GC Busan Red and Bang is going to be up to the case for this first singles of the series. Game 2 will be on the way with these two Destroyers looking like to give their team a point. Let's find out who gets them. Huge sign of momentum towards GC Busan Red after winning that first one, and could extend it even further if Sung-Jin Choi can beat out this Rookie Destroyer of Down Kim. Come in.
Ember Stomps. Smash also connects. Does a little bit of damage on the side of Sung-Jin Choi here.
Still going at the damage here, just looking for that crucial shot even, and get that back roll chase. It seemed good.
He just went for the damage instead of the CC, so Sung-Jin Choi is going to heal up a little bit. 50% damage done here, so I'm just going to keep track just in case we go down to a TKO, since it is a Destroyer versus Destroyer.
Could be, and you talk about that Fury build not being taken by either of those players, and it just means that it's going to go to a very much the slow and steady wins the race. Sung-Jin Choi taking more damage from Down Kim. Once again, constantly going for the damage instead of the CCs altogether. Down Kim going for a different strategy here.
Yeah, Down Kim's definitely playing it more aggressive, just not wasting any CCs. He's just poking him down, and Sung-Jin Choi is definitely taking the brunt of the damage here.
Down Kim still just spinning around, but getting the better of these damage.
Oh, another pull into the smash and back row chase.
Very nice back row chase into the stun. Once again, adding on to this damage here. Eventually, you're going to run out of HP, Sung-Jin Choi. And this is where he goes for everything here. And look at that. Down Kim showing who is boss. The World Destroyer. Look like a scrub there.
Yeah, definitely. Sung-Jin Choi being the World Destroyer, Down Kim's kind of saying like, hey, you're the World Destroyer, I'm still at least a Korean Destroyer, and he's going to make his way up there, try to take that title away from Sung-Jin Choi. This first singles going to the side of Bang definitely brought that momentum, as you were speaking, cut that momentum off of GC Busan Red here.
Great plays here coming in from Down Kim. A little bit different in terms of unconventional expectations that we usually like to see out of Destroyer. You would like to see just go for that crucial CC and try to get the all-in damage as you get, but Down Kim was all about that slow and steady, wins the race and trying to go for the chip damage every single time. And once you got that crucial CC in the end, that's when you had to go for all-in on that one.
Exactly. Down Kim was just constantly poking Sung-Jin Choi down until that until that gust was used. And the second that gust was used, Down Kim was preparing to finish him off, as you saw, when, the cooldown was almost at a little bit less than half, so like 13 seconds, 10 seconds, when Sung-Jin Choi almost had his gust back. Down Kim went all in.
And you remember that Down Kim, coming from the Clan Championships of 2018, just a couple of months ago, looked like the biggest prospect. When he came in that second place altogether, he looked very good and looking good against the World Destroyer now. But going to set 3 here. Of course, with the same composition that we've seen from game 1, really wasn't a decided winner until the very end when we got to the TKO where GC Busan Red just got about 30,000 K, about difference of damage altogether, but otherwise it seemed pretty even, so we can't decide a winner until we get to this next game.
Yeah, we definitely have to see the set 3 to make sure if GC Busan Red is the stronger tag team, or if, you know, the first set was just some mistakes made on the side of Bang, which led them to a loss at the end of when the clock ran out. But we'll have to see in this set 3 if Bang will be able to come back.
Should be very, very interesting in terms of who gets the lead here. The first one being taken by GC Busan Red, but Bang was very close to it last time around. Can they get the win this time around? We're going to find out in this game 3 of this final decider match. Huge shift of momentum now as that second game win does give Bang a lot of positive vibes to carry on with this series here as we begin this game 3.
Yep, positive vibes for sure, but Bang only won that singles. We're back to tag, so if Bang wins this tag, then definitely the momentum shift is going to be huge on the side of Bang.
Very nice interfere coming in from down Kim. You talk about getting up in the air. There is a dangerous no-no when you are Yeonjin Shin. You have to make sure you have a teammate to carry on. You get that back roll chase. It's very nicely done. Yeonjin Shin, you don't have to tag out. And this is where disaster begins. We knew this story coming on before this began. A game 3 looking grim for the side of Bang.
Definitely grim. Look at Yeonjin Shin's resources. 2 tags, 3 interferes. You'd never want that, especially in a pro. And I usually don't like bashing on rookies, but this is definitely a rookie mistake. A super rookie making a super rookie mistake.
That's what it is. And we talk about Yeonjin Shin doing 98% of things right and 2% of things wrong. But that 2% is what you see here. Just dying out with full resources and eventually just leading your team to fight 2v3 into a full decider match.
Yeah, you know, down Kim winning that singles, making it even. Yeonjin Shin basically just threw that momentum away.
Yeah.
And now we'll have to see, because he died in the first minute of the 10 minutes that we have to play in this tag match. So the rest of 8 minutes and 30 seconds, these two, Jae Kim and Down Kim, have to do this all by themselves.
You can never feel too easy. If you're in a tag match, just one mistake like that could really make it difficult for the rest of your teammates to carry on. And Yeonjin Shin, he's done this in the past, and he's liked to play with fire, but sometimes that leads to really just memorable highlights, but otherwise it leads to plays like this where it makes it so difficult for your teammates to carry on.
Exactly, you know, and especially on the other side, if there's a Warlock and a Gunslinger, if you just get one aerial, you're basically done, so you have to not give them that opportunity.
Down Kim just trying to carry his load here, and Junohan having been trouble not being able to counter back. For all the damage that he's taken in 4 more seconds, that Down Kim will have carry his load, and see the distance being closed in. The chase is about to happen, and he's going to force out the tap escape from Jae Kim.
Jae Kim. We do see that tag. Sung Choi comes out, goes up against Jae Kim.
And force out that gust as well. So Jae Kim did a very nice job of getting that tech chase just to make sure that they're even on trades. Choi in a vulnerable situation, it's going to tag out right away, so very nicely done by Jae Kim, but going to be up against Yunta Son here. Very tough for the Warlock to face up against Gunslinger.
Yeah, Sung Choi coming out with the Fury build, not being able to do too much using his Gust, definitely needed to tag out. That was a good tag out, kind of a waste. Unfortunately, not doing anything with the Fury build, but Yunta Son poking that Thrall down.
Thrall just sending some particles just to make sure it stays alive, but eventually going to go down with the cooldown, but see the knockback. It's going to bring in Down Kim to help with the defense, and trying to go for any type of CC that could give Jae Kim a free room to put some damage onto this Gunslinger, but not coming through on that one.
Look at the health bar of GC Busan Red. It's just ridiculous. I know
literally
they've
100%.
taken some damage and they healed up, but still, just the fact that all 3 of them are at 100% health.
It's really intimidating. That's all it is. And really, what are you supposed to do? Sung Choi just destroying the Thrall as soon as it's summoned down. And Jae Kim does have to attack back out and down again. And slowly, these resources that are depleting from the side of Bang, making it so much difficult for them to even think about winning in this game 3.
Yeah, GC Busan Red playing it very smart. They're not in a hurry. Bang is the one that's in a hurry, and so GC Busan Red is actually just playing it slow, waiting for Bang to get desperate and make a mistake to just finish this game. If not, even if it does go down to a TKO, GC Busan Red definitely has that upper hand right now.
It really does, and you have if you are Bang, you have to just go for a KO altogether, just to get 3 knockouts from what you're looking for. But if you go to a TKO, waste that all 5 minutes that we have left over, definitely will not give a side towards Bang to get that victory here.
Yeah, but Down Kim playing it aggressive as usual. He's trying to do something, but he's not showing his desperation. He's playing as if it's still a 3v3.
Is that the right way to play, though? That's what I'm wondering, because Down Kim, he knows that if the timer does run out, he probably just not going to win this one, and you have to talk about him. Trying to just destroy out the throw, does bring it right back, and the destroyer is going to finish off the throw. Very nicely done.
Down Kim playing it very composed and slow here, focusing on Junon, even if that defensive or rather offensive interference coming in from Yuntae-san.
Talk about all the escape on now for Junon. He has to be careful, and Sunny Choi is going to be forced to come in to help out on defense. And the iron plating coming from Down Kim is going to keep him safe for the time being, but that tab escape still available for Juno Han. It's going to see Jae Kim come in for this tag here.
Oh,
this damage attack coming in. Go on. Be careful.
Yeah, escape used for Juno Han now. Tags out. Yuntae-san comes in. He's the only one on GC Busan Red who has a tag. Look at Bang. Both of them have tags and interfere. So this is looking pretty good. Sang Choi, no tag, no interfere. So right now, it's basically a 2v2.
And Young Shin has tags too.
Yeah, oh yeah, Young Shin has tags too and interferes.
There you go.
Just grayed out. He has ult as well.
Woo!
Yep, we have a dead assassin ult here. As you see, it is a 2v2 until the 3-minute mark because Sang Choi, no tag, no interferes. He is next in line for that force tag or tag out of Yuntae-san, but we'll see if Yuntae-san decides to do that early.
Just the back roll coming from Jae Kim is going to bring out Down Kim on that interfere, but really leading to nothing. Once again, no CC that would have been sought out for, but nothing coming from him so far. Jae Kim just looking for an opportunity to put in the damage, but you talk about that poke that's coming from afar. That's going to trouble him quite a bit, and it's going to bring Down Kim back out again.
Yeah, that poke was just constantly done towards Jae Kim. It looked like burst damage, but Down Kim once again playing it aggressively. Oh, wow.
The back roll. Forcing it out, and you can see the gust being used by Jae Kim, but Down Kim, but you have to be the one to really just look towards trying to get the damage in. Sang Choi having a hard time, once again like he did in game 2, to fight back against the rookie destroyer. Back roll chase.
There we go.
Will come through. Once again, gust being forced out by Sang Choi.
Down Kim will get his dust back very soon in 10 seconds, but in the meantime, persistence used again here.
Just trying to poke, yeah. He's just trying to poke out as much as he can. Jae Kim comes in for this play here. What is he going to get? He's going to get the Sanctum, and maybe the time distortion doesn't come through.
Okay. No time distortion, but Jae Kim does have 2 interferes left, and everybody got that at the 3-minute mark, so more interferes for the side of GC Busan Red.
Looking at this now, you see Down Kim just going it aggressively 1v2, trying to fight against Sang Choi and Juno Han, but just gets stunned and gonna get up in the air, trying to get the damage done, but of course the real damage would come from another stun that will come through. No escape coming in from Down Kim. That will force him to escape out.
There we go, the tag, the tether blade landing.
Back roll.
Leech into the aerial.
It's gonna be good. Starting off, and it's already see Yuntae-san trying to come in for the interfere. This makes it so
down.
Tough. The throw is gonna go down. Destroyer ultimate good enough to take him down, and Destroyer still having a hard time. Sang Choi still taking a lot of damage from Jae Kim.
Alright, Sang Choi, no escape, but does get force tagged out in 10 seconds. Will Jae Kim save that tether blade to get that chase, or let's see what happens here. 5 seconds, he's definitely gonna save it here. Tag chase will happen. Oh, the smash.
Okay, looking at this now. Fear coming in, the chase.
The execute not landing, unfortunately. Very good try on the side of Down Kim. If that execute landed on Yuntae-san, it would have just taken at least 50% health away.
That would have done really a lot of damage towards the side of Yuntae-san, but Down Kim couldn't connect on that execute damage. It's a little bit inaccurate. Once again, just going up in the air and trying to go for all the damage. The Warlock Ultimate will be cancelled out by the paper.
Paper is just so strong.
It's a paper.
Yeah.
It beats rock.
All right, it does.
It beats a lot of things.
Yeah, it beats a lot of things, but it definitely beats a lot.
There you go.
But Jae Kim and Down Kim, I gotta give it to them. 2v3 and they.
Oh no!
As I was just complimenting them for doing such a great job in a 2v3, Jae Kim decides to shut me up over there.
It's basically over. Down Kim will not win 1v3 in 50 seconds. And in terms of damage, just getting that 2 KO for the side of GC Busan Red should be more than enough. And we might just see another tag match. Now going over to GC Busan Red here.
Yeah, this time around, even if Yongjin Shin did make a mistake, mistakes are still, your own. And it wasn't luck on the side of GC Busan Red. It's just Bang just played it very bad, especially Yongjin Shin and the ult. Rocking here.
Somebody within the distance and has the iron plane just to make sure.
But anyways, as I was saying, GC Busan Red just, even though the first set was very close, set 3, it just shows that GC Busan Red, they don't make critical mistakes.
Look at Down Kim still trying to do his best, trying to put out as much damage as he can. But you know what this is going to be?
Yeah.
This is a typical ending to a story where a 1v3 for GC Busan Red, who's been ahead for most of that game, will definitely not lose out in TKO here.
The damage dealt is so low because Yongjin Shin died out so fast.
100,000 damage difference. Yeah, we kind of expected that.
Definitely did.
GC Busan Red taking a game 3. They're 2-1 ahead after all that. Really a long series so far. And we're going to go to the roulette very shortly. See if we're going to get another single or tag to start off with. Which one do you think Bang would prefer? Because I think them winning out in single will probably give them confidence to win another one perhaps. But at the same time, if it does come to another tag and they win this tag, that should give them a lot of confidence into the future tag matches ahead.
Yeah, so what Bang probably wants is to get a single to win because Yongjin Shin didn't go out yet. So that's probably what they want, just to even it up a little bit. But what you said is also correct. If Bang, or if this fourth set becomes a tag, and if Bang wins this, then that just proves, because we already know that Bang is comfortable doing singles, but they've just been getting wrecked in tags against GC Busan Red, and Bang definitely wants to get at least one win in tag matches just to get a little bit of confidence. But we'll have to see what happens here, because it just seems as if GC Busan Red has just been dominating at least Bang in tag matches.
You have to be careful here at the same time. You talk about Sun Choi destroying out. Jae Kim in that last bits and became hopeless for Bang, losing out at 100,000 difference in damage shots. And now we're looking at GC Busan Red, who's 2-1 ahead going into this roulette. Let's spin it. See, we're going to get another tag match. We're going to get another single. We got 2 tag matches yesterday from the roulettes, and we'll see if this turns out to be another one.
Oh, we got the
single,
2 big tags, but it seems like
single.
That nail is doing its job.
That's a single.
Yeah. But anyway, I was thinking when I saw the ref spinning the roulette, what if he spins it so fast and, just say this roulette was just poorly made and it just constantly spins and never stops.
My fidget spinner kind of does that. It just spins. I don't even spin it that hard, and it spins for like minutes and minutes. And hope our spinner isn't like that, because we want our roulette to carry on with the game, carry on and trying to make sure that we get to the progression in time. But it's going to be another singles. So what does that mean ending? Obviously for Bang that has won that game too in that previous single, I'm sure they're looking to win it again, but what could it mean if they do lose that once again?
Well, if they lose the singles, then all hopes are gone, because singles is something that are holding on to, especially with Yongjin still not going out in the singles in set 2. So I'm pretty sure Yongjin will be going out right now rather than Jae-yu. But as we were talking before, singles is their comfort zone for Bang, especially right now.
But Warlock. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Okay, so I was wrong. Yongjin Shin, they're gonna save him. They're not gonna pull him out yet. Jae Kim.
Warlock mirror match.
Yeah,
that's what we're getting. And oh man, you talk about Yongjin Shin being a possibility to carry him out there, but after not playing for basically 8 minutes now, so you don't want to be the one to maybe just come up not warmed up. At the same time, Jae Kim, he seemed confident enough that he can beat out basically the ultimate Warlock that we know being Juno Han. But really, what can we expect here? Going to game number 4. This roulette told us it was going to be a single and it's going to be a Warlock mirror match for this game 4 to see whether GC Busan can run away with a 3-1 advantage or whether Bonds can pull it back to even. Let's find out what happens in the next match. Lovely people in chat putting out the fighting for Skelly. Kim, otherwise known as Skelly, very popular on the internet for being an English speaker out of the Korean Blazing Soul players. Very friendly. So we like to see him do well. It's very stellar, but this is not friendly as we start off the game already.
Exactly. You know, it's Caster Scourge. We're not complimenting him. We're just talking about him, and he's taking damage. Juno Han, we know that he hasn't been performing very well in singles. Yesterday, Juno Han lost 2 singles, so we'll see if he's coming back to redeem himself against a Warlock mirror match, because usually Warlock mirror matches takes a very, very long time to finish. Sometimes it even goes down to a TKO. But we'll have to see here. This time around, Jae-Yu Kim taking a lot of damage at start.
Jae-Yu Kim, what can he do from this situation? He's already carved out 40% of his health, and Juno Han, literally full health as it can be. And just looking for that leash. That stun that will come through. It's going to force out the time escape from Jae-Yu Kim.
Right, so no escapes used on the side of Juno Han. So Juno Han is definitely putting the pressure onto Jae-Yu Kim here. Jae-Yu Kim definitely wants to wait this out to, come close to get his escapes back. Juno Han, I don't know, maybe he's just allowing him to get it back to do some damage trading.
If you want to win out on the TKO, could be another possibility, but I do see this Warlock mirror match being very slow and steady in terms of what we kind of expected a Warlock mirror match to be. See the escape coming right back for Jae-Yu Kim, which means it's going to be safe to go in if he wants to be aggressive.
Let's see. All right, there we go. The Tether Blade lands, forcing out that escape for Juno Han first this time. Throw mirror.
Also coming out on both sides. The back roll happening for Jae-Yu Kim, and the escape's already gone for Juno Han, and that means that for this last minute, we'll have to see some crucial damage come out. That's going to go to TKO.
I'm predicting the Thrall will win this match.
You think so?
Yeah.
Which Thrall?
No, just the Thrall.
Just the Thrall?
Yeah.
The Thrall wins.
Thrall wins. Here we go. Jae-Yu Kim's Thrall going at it. Time distortion on the side of Juno Han here.
45 seconds, 40 seconds left to go, and the time distortion will happen. We'll give Jae-Yu Kim all the HP right back, but in the meantime, he hasn't put in a lot of damage towards Juno Han, which means if this 30 seconds run out, we definitely know the clear winner is going to be Juno Han. So Jae-Yu Kim has to go a little bit micro-aggressive here.
He definitely just has to go aggressive, not do damage output on the Thrall. 18 seconds left. He wants to get rid of the Thrall and then go for Juno Han, and it actually might work here. No escape for Jae-Yu though. Oh, one bad aerial.
Oh, this is it, and Jae-Yu Kim gets up in the air, but still coming back. Juno Han has to be careful, but
3 seconds.
Still trying to go in.
If this ends like this.
It's doing nothing.
If this ends like this.
Oh.
It's definitely for Juno Han here.
Jae-Yu Kim. Come on, boy.
Jae-Yu Kim, he tried. He just couldn't find it. Look at the damage. 6 point. Yeah. It's very cute. But, yeah, as we said before, Jae-Yu Kim taking so much damage early on. Ended up healing back almost to full health. But, don't let that fool you. Jae-Yu Kim couldn't do any damage output towards Juno Han. He did last out until the end, but it's very unfortunate that he couldn't find an opening against Juno Han's Warlock.
I love how Jae-Yu Kim's style of play was just as passive as his tag matches.
Yeah.
He literally did nothing.
Yeah. Yes, I think it was yesterday where in one of the tags, after Jae-Yu Kim won a single and he went into a tag, he kind of played aggressive, had that confidence, and he was making openings instead of finding openings. And he did make some great plays yesterday in tags as well, but today he's back to zero. He's back to being passive. He's just waiting for openings to, open up rather than making openings for himself.
It really does. He has to create the opportunities for himself. This is how the game ended.
Yeah.
Man, Jae-Yu Kim, you had to go for at least something. I would just smash all my team just to make sure I get at least one more damage at 6,925. So, but at the same time, now we're standing in this situation where GC was not right. You see the logos appearing 3 times with Bang only appearing once. It's going to be a 3-1 lead for the Season 1 champions, and they're just one game away before everything is done and over with? Are we going to see Bang just being eliminated after their incredible story to get here on this final day? They have to basically win every game from here on just to really just make it to the next round. But this is going to be the last one. I think Young Shin will be appearing once again. That will make a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, Young Shin is the last member alive that's allowed to play because all three of them, since we had two tags or two singles already, it has to be Young Shin against Yunta Sun here because, you know, you can't come out again until the last set, which is set 7 singles. So, yes, this is it. Yunta Sun on the Destroyer, though.
Yunta Sun on the Destroyer, he's shown good performances all in the past, but he knew he was going to go against Young Shin. And with the Assassin as his opponent, he uses the Destroyer and feels like that's the one to clinch out the win. But we usually think that the Assassin wins out against the Destroyer most often than not. But Yunta-san very confident on his Destroyer.
We'll have to see about that because, as we know, Yunta-san plays many classes and he knows the way to approach them and the way they do. But Yongjin Shin's Assassin is definitely different from other Assassins.
We'll see what exactly happens from all this Bang. If they lose this one, they are officially eliminated from this tournament. After a wonderful story, can they stick on and really survive to the last bits here? Or GC Busan Red, are they just going to finish them out? We're going to find out this last match here. GC Busan Red currently 3-1 up. That one more game from Yunta-san should clinch them the victory to go up against Anarch in the last round.
Yep, and as I mentioned before, Bang, they have to win this season too in order to have a chance to go to the Worlds. If they get second or even third, they're just out of Worlds. But look at this, Young Shin, as we said before, he's just aggressive, and Yunta-san, I don't know if he knows how to handle this aggressive Sin here.
So going forward here, just have to make sure he doesn't get stuck up and has to use the persistence to get out, and does have that gust still available. Young Shin looking for that timing, looking for that opportunity to go in aggressive to get that stun here.
Oh, another one. Gust and persistence out. Same goes for Young Shin. He still does have his Lotus of Escape, but Young Shin, this is his time. One good CC onto Yunta-san. He might just be able to finish him off here.
Once that does happen, still going to go forward here. Young Shin getting on the stun, and that's going to be the one.
This is the start of the end for Yunta-san here.
Yunta-san still on that stun, up in the air. Going to go on the webbing. And still going to move forward here. Another stun that comes through, the bombard, and that's going to be the poison breath to finish him off. And Young Shin,
look at his face,
looking as poised as ever. This guy, one of the most impressive singles player that we've seen.
Yeah.
If his tag improves over time, he might just be one of the better assassins that we have here in Korea. For the time being, he's made crucial mistakes that really made him down. And he definitely feels it. You can definitely feel from his expression that, you know, if he had done this well in tags, he wouldn't be in the situation where they're 3-2 down.
Exactly, and most of the tags that Bang wins is when Yongjin Shin doesn't die early game. When Yongjin Shin is alive until the end, you know, majority of the times Bang wins, and that's how they actually came up all the way here. I'm not saying Down Kim and, you know, Jae Kim does nothing, but it's just the fact that Young Shin sometimes dies out so early in the game, the damage output where it's needed, it's not there for the side of Bang. But this time around, Singles getting that win, kind of, you know, having a little bit of hope, but it's still potentially the last match if GC Busan Red takes this set 6.
Literally, Bang has to win every single match from here on, and that was including the previous single that Young Shin did win out on. So tag match and a single, just you can't drop any of these from here on, and basically your elimination is becoming a confirmed thing. So if you're Bang, you have to win out every single one. Tag match on this game 6 and a singles potentially in game 7 is what you're needing here. So this tag match should be very interesting for Bang if they can stick through.
Yeah, and we're going to see the compositions for set 6. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as usual. There we go. Just, I hope that Young Shin, regardless of what happens, what the outcome is, I just want to see Young Shin just play a full game of tag match instead of getting eliminated in the first minute.
I just hope he plays a game that he won't regret.
Yeah.
And if he's in the situation where basically it's the match point for GC Busan Red and Young Shin makes a crucial mistake again and dies out early, that's not going to be important to the fact that he lost and he was eliminated from Season 2. The most important thing is that he will regret that match. Yeah. And the regret, obviously, how he played in Game 1 and Game 3 didn't go so well for him. So this game 6 here could be potentially the last match for Bang if they don't win. So they have to make sure they get their concentration cap on, the focus hats on, everything you need to make sure you don't make those crucial mistakes.
Yeah, we definitely have to see and look out for Bang. And, you know, even if they do lose out, let's hope that they get a fun game, exciting match, and a match that, like you said, they don't regret.
Once again, we're still at a match point, ladies and gentlemen. GC Busan Red one game away from going all the way to the finals. Bang, just trying to keep themselves alive. Can they do it? We're going to find out in the next match. Very huge roars coming from the crowds, cheering on for their squads here. And son, Jayu came out actually as the first man out. Don't want to make sure when Yunjin makes that same mistake. He's already third in line, you guys can see already.
They just definitely wants to keep Youngjin alive for the time being. So, like you said, the matchup has changed. It was usually Youngjin Shin versus Yoon Tae-sun, but this time around, Jayu King comes out first. He wants to try to deal with Yoon Tae-sun instead of sending out Youngjin Shin.
You can definitely tell that Yoon Tae-sun looks a little bit surprised by how this all came along. So Choi coming further into fear, trying to get the execute damage onto the floor, but it runs out of time.
Because, you know, when Youngjin Shin comes out playing it aggressive, that's all the way he knows how to play. And Yoon Tae-sun was able to kind of run away and counter Youngjin Shin, which, you know, forced Youngjin Shin to take some damage and force him to tag out or even die out super early. But as we know, Jayu Kim knows how to play defensive, knows how to play passive. So now, look at Yoon Tae-sun, he doesn't know what to do.
Jayu Kim knows how to waste time here. Definitely knows how to make sure he gets that with a free tag. And might be one of the strategies to go forward here. Let's bring out down Kim on a very dangerous aerial that could have been crucial.
Yeah. And, you know, usually we say when Jayu Kim comes out and, you know, kind of wastes time. But this time around, this is a good wasting time. It's not a bad wasting time. He's just stalling time, we should say.
And this is very valuable.
Yes, it is.
You do say, and it's really not for nothing. And Jayu Kim doing his part to make sure he buys time for the rest of his teammates to make the work through. And Youngjin Shin coming for this interfere, trying to do some damage onto Yoon Tae-sun, but gonna get none of it. Gonna get the force tag onto both sides. Obviously, no chase coming from either side here.
Down Kim comes out against Junohan here. Well, Down Kim's this time around focusing on Junohan rather than trying to get rid of the Thrall as he usually does.
It's very unconventional targeting here, but Junohan is gonna stay onto the field and trying to look for his opportunities, but Thrall taking a little bit of damage, but really not enough to go down. Down Kim trying his best.
He does land a smash onto Junohan, forcing that escape out, but still taking a lot of damage. Tags out. Youngjin Shin finally coming in.
Youngjin Shin, this is his chance to really prove himself that he should not be the
Ooh, that chase.
Die out. This on. So hit the back roll here. Shin, have to be careful here.
Look at him close the gaps.
Oh, look at that stuff very nicely coming through. Song Choi coming for that iron plating. It's going to be good enough to put the pressure on, but Youngjin Shin still alive. That's a Lotus.
Song Choi comes in here. Youngjin Shin, as always, just playing it aggressive. He will get his stealth back in 15 seconds, and as you mentioned before, he has his Lotus down. So he still could play a little bit aggressive if he wanted.
Youngjin Shin just move forward here and trying to put in the damage in. What's going to find out?
Iron plating. Now all of them, well, Youngjin Shin at least has his escape step here. Uses his Lotus right next to him.
Yeah, so because he was just put onto that stun, he wanted to make sure he doesn't get caught up, but now he does have the stealth, meaning that he's still going pretty aggressively without much punishment.
Stealth is also out here. This is reaction 2v2.
Reaction 2v2 now. After this, Youngjin Shin is going to find the cooldown's right back on his favor. The tide distortion did come in from Jayu Kim, so that's another chance to live out.
Yep, same goes for Junohan here, coming back in here, using the time distortion, putting down Sanctum, trying to stay safe. Youngjin Shin will be forced tagged out in 9 seconds here. Will Junohan once again save his Tether Blade to go for that chase?
So it seems as Youngjin Shin is very composed this time around, not wasting any time, and he's going to go out, going to find the chase that comes through, but not going to force down any time escape, so Down Kim very composed there to keep his wits intact.
Yeah, the tag in didn't force out anything, but the Tether Blade afterwards did force out that gust, and the Persistence is also out right now, and the execute that he used did not connect on the ball.
Just be careful, Down Kim.
Down
You don't want to
Kim.
go out here. You're going to make the same mistake.
Ooh, he does tag out there.
That potentially could have been leading to another death, but Jay Kim does come back out, so at least a job well done for Bang in the meantime.
We'll have to see how this plays out because it's now slowly but surely Bang is taking a little bit more damage as the timer goes down. Jay Kim still here into the air.
Jay Kim getting damaged now. Just gonna have to escape out of there. Junohan just putting a lot of pressure onto his opponent Warlock. Yonjishin coming out. Putting damage in Junohan. Just trying to be careful. And the ultimate does not connect.
That would have been critical for Junohan if that ultimate did connect. But he does tag out. The last tag has been used for the side of Junohan here.
Jay Kim just getting dashed in.
Tag out. Oh, that's not good.
Destroy ultimate almost was very crucial towards the side of JC Red, but Yonjishin coming back out. Not many HP.
Yeah, Yonjishin actually was tagged in on top of the Destroyer ult, so he did take a little bit of damage as he came in right away.
Okay,
oh, that chase though.
Very nice chase that will come through the Warlock ultimate.
That was cancelled unfortunately, but that was a good try. They actually made this work before, I think 2 weeks ago in the first week of Season 2.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Sun just come back onto the field looking very safe after he baited that ultimate coming from the Warlock. Good chain coming in from Yongjishin. And also Jay Kim trying to make this effort work out. Flashbang then comes through.
Yeah, that was very close, you know, if that ultimate connected on the side of Jay Kim. That would have been great for Bang. Yongjin doing his work.
Oh my goodness,
Down
what happened there?
Down Kim's execute interfere.
Oh
just
my word.
deleted Yunta-san.
This is crucial.
Is this finally Bang coming back here, getting some confidence, but Yongjishin taking a lot of damage here.
Just tag out, just tag out.
There we go.
I'm like the coach here right now for Bang right now. Because every time he does that, you know, he doesn't tag out and he dies in the worst of ways possible. And he came back down to the field.
Jay Kim trying to do his best. Lands that leech. Time distortion here. He wants to do that aerial before his escapes come back.
At least for the meantime, it's 3-2 advantage on the side of Bang, meaning that they can still pull this advantage even forward. Just roll the snowball even bigger, and GC% Red, I'm sure they're feeling the pressure now.
There we go, another one to the blade.
Okay,
Aerial
very nice.
Damage.
Sung Choi taking a lot of damage, and Jae Kim still connecting, as Junohan was a little bit late on the defensive interfere.
Yeah, remember, everybody got their tag point at the 3-minute mark, but no interfere points, sorry. No tag for Sungjin Choi or Junohan. Sungjin Choi, I don't know, 30 seconds. Will he be able to endure this?
Jae Kim is going to put the damage on, and looking like he might not be able to survive. Junohan, very, very composed as what he's trying to do, but Sungjin Choi is still somehow alive. Down Kim, will he just rush in here and try to just finish out the opponent, destroy? He's trying to do that, and looking like this. Iron planing, just to buy some time. Sungjin Choi, if he can survive 10 seconds for that will be a miraculous play. Destroy ultimate,
the Searing Strike, negating that damage. Sungjin Choi is alive.
Got it. Down Kim got him, and Sungjin Choi is going to be the one to just finish him off, and Junohan is the last one, and this is looking very, very good for Bang, who needed this win to execute damage. The Fury still doing so much work onto the Warlock, and that will mean that the more and more time goes on, GC Boost and Red might just have to go to Game 7.
Yeah, this is basically Game 7 unless Junohan pulls, or he doesn't even need to pull off a 3v2, a 3v1. He just has to get rid of 2 players on the side of Bang and bring it down to TKO. Maybe they'll have a chance then.
I mean, you talk about Junohan trying to pull off a miracle, but we know this is not going to happen. But trying to, with Down Kim taking a lot of damage.
He's definitely trying.
Kim just looking for the football to finish it off, and still taking a lot of damage from Junohan. So trying to extend this game as far as they can, but they execute damage, and that's a lot of sneaky damage that will come through. And the Fury build is gonna be the one to finish him off. And very nice plays by Bang, who gets the first tag win of the night.
Definitely, they needed a tag win. They didn't need to win back-to-back tags because, you know, they've already lost 2 in the early sets. But just winning 1, bringing this to set 7 just gives them the confidence. And set 7 is singles. Who will they send out? Who
do you think is going to come out? I think Down Kim. I think Down Kim for right now, Bang is like the best performer right now. For all of what I can see from Bang altogether. Of the 3 members, Down Kim is the way to go.
You think so? I'm gonna have to go with Young Jin and hope that he doesn't make any critical mistakes, because yes, Young Jin's been making a lot of mistakes in tags, but whenever he comes out for singles, he showed good performances.
Wow. I mean, if it's the hero's time to make a stance and bring your team all into the final, that beautiful fantasy story we were talking about, Anarchy and Bang in the finals, is still now a possibility.
It is. And to think that GC Busan Red just has a possibility of being third in Season 2 is just crazy as well. And the fact that Bang might have a chance to make it up into the finals is also crazy.
And if they win that finals, they will be in contention to go to World Championship.
Oh, yeah.
We have all these storylines laid out for us, and it only takes this one game.
Yeah,
whether it be Young Jin, whether it be Down King, whether it be Skelly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any of these three players, if they can make this heroic stance work out, they're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, but, you know, high risk, high reward, same thing. They go out and they lose the singles, it's going to tilt them hard. So
yes.
I hope they decide, and I don't know how they're going to decide. I don't know who they're going to send out, but, you know, I hope whoever decides to come out for set 7 singles, I hope they all agreed upon it, rather than, you know, saying, oh, you're the best, so you can go out and, like, you know, kind of peer pressure, you get sent out because people think you're the best or you're doing the best. But let's hope that all three of these Bang members decided on set 7 singles player here.
Wow. I mean, Young Jin has his hands on the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's really intriguing. And Sung-Jin Choi has his hands on the keyboard. I think we know what the matchup is going to be. We don't want to get any sneak peeks up, but it seems like the hints are good enough. And we're going to see if that's actually the case here.
Yeah. So, let me just tell you guys, if GC...
Destroyer versus Assassin, the classic matchup that we think that always the Assassin has the edge, but true heroic Destroyers have always pulled off this off match.
Definitely. We have seen in the past Destroyer beating out Assassins many times. Majority of the times the Sin has the upper hand, but as I was saying before, remember, GC Busan Red, even if they do lose here to Bang and allow Bang to move on, they can still go to the qualifiers match. But if Sung-Jin Choi beats Young Jin and Bang places third, they can't make it into the qualifiers. So, wow, this is just very important regardless of who wins.
Let's not waste any time. Let's go to Game 7 to see whether Bang can make this fantasy story happen with Young Jin, the hero of the season. See if he can pull off one more effort against the World Destroyer. Let's get on to the last match of the series. Who would have thought we would go to Game 7 with GC Busan Red and Bang, and with Young Jin going up against the World Destroyer to decide whether they will face off against Anarchy.
Yeah, but remember, Young Jin already beat Yoon Tae-sun's Destroyer here. Let's see how different Sung-Jin Choi's Destroyer is against Young Jin's Assassin, because Yoon Tae-sun didn't have an answer to an aggressive assassin such as Young Jin. Let's see if Sung-Jin Choi has an answer.
Already, the stealth being used, but still has about 20 seconds they can spare. Sung-Jin
Choi got that question 1 right, pulling out the stealth.
Okay, still moving strong here. Gonna get the stun up to his face, and persistence does happen. It's not gonna lead to any counter stuns on the other way. Gonna get that Lotus of Escape down, so 5 more seconds that he has to spare out. You has to be careful.
Ooh, nice Searing Strike, getting that Shadow Slash here.
Okay, the stun that comes up. Have to go for the escape here.
Let's save it for a little bit.
The next stun that goes through, smash, and we're gonna go in. Finally does go for it. 20 seconds.
Definitely endured it very well, but one more CC, even as an assassin, that might not look good.
No! This
into
is
the aerial.
Young Jin.
Grab. No escape for the next 10 seconds. He still has to put down the Lotus when it comes back.
Stun. That will come through. I think this is it. This is it! Sung-Jin Choi. He is the World Destroyer for a reason. He beats an assassin 1v1 in the singles.
And at the end, he kind of hugged but choked Yoon Tae-sun, saying, "This is how you play a Destroyer. Don't ever play it against an assassin," is what he said.
Oh my word. They are on to the finals, guys.
Yes, they are. GC Busan Red. And, you know, Young Jin played it very well. I hope they they don't get tilted too much. Placing third is very good for Bang, especially being such a new team.
Just what a heartbreaking moment. I mean, they came all the way to Game 7, and it seemed as if the fantasy story was going to come true, but they're not going to the World Championships. They're not going to the finals. Bang will be remembered once again just as a piece of memory that we had in 2018 until we come back in 2019.
Yeah, but definitely this time around, like Bang, a new team with so many rookies on the team, just made a huge mark, especially towards GC Busan Red. I know they're going to remember Bang and probably be scared of them when they meet up next time in next season if they decide to come out. But, as you said, many of the storylines has ended here with Bang being third place here.
He's the MVP. Indeed. The World Destroyer, Sonny Choi, proves himself once again, proves to his fans that he is worthy of maintaining that title, and now is going to take his entire team all the way to the finals.
All right, well, that was a great series, I have to say, even if Bang did end up losing out. And now GC Busan Red will be going up against Anarchy once again.
We've seen this before. Anarchy did beat them out last time around. This is the reason why they're in that #1 seed. But guys, we're going to be on to a short break. And once we are back, it should be a very, very interesting final. The ending and the closing to Season 2 will come soon enough, guys, because it's been a very interesting season so far, and we'll see what happens out of this. We're going to get to a short break, guys, and once we're back, we're going to have the grand finals of Season 2 between Anarchy and GC Busan Red to decide who the best team is in Season 2. Red, just from the very beginning of Season 2 all the way up to now, they're definitely not the best team. But they still have a chance to call themselves the best team if they become champions again. And they will be, just like GC Busan Blue was last year, be two-time champions of both seasons of Blade & Soul Korea. And leading on to the regional finals, they can get it again. Maybe just go on to the World Championship and win the whole thing and basically just relieve the story, basically just replicate it by GC Busan Blue of 2017.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that's possible, because for now, GC Busan Red versus Anarchy, on paper, Anarchy is definitely all the way up there. Not just slightly, but all the way, because like I mentioned before, the records of GC Busan Red versus Anarchy, it's 2-0 on the side of Anarchy.
You see this now, the semifinals that went through, Kurita Zeus, they won 4-1, Bang, they won 4-3, but Anarchy, they lost in that set 7, 3-4 loss, and here they are once again, have a third time's a charm perhaps to really get their last chance to beat out this team that they haven't been able to beat out from the very beginning of the season.
Yeah, but right now, look at the mood of GC Busan Red. They seem very happy, especially Sungjin Choi getting that last win, clinching that win, allowing them to come up to the grand finals here, and not only get the chance to be the champions again, but it also bought GC Busan Red the chance or the potential to get the prize money. We haven't mentioned too much about the prize money, but getting Season 1 champion and Season 2 champion, that's basically 50,000K.
And that's what it is, and we're going to talk about the prize money difference in a bit, but I think the most important part is that basically these teams have clinched up their World Championship qualifier standing as both teams are already in. Talking about Anarchy coming in from last season, they're basically clinched up to the second place. The GC Busan Red, even if they lose here, they will end up in first place, having won Season 1. No one even came close to that total point standing, as GC Busan Red, probably at first or second regardless, they will be the first place, the highest seeded point in going to the World Championship qualifier. But Anarchy, they're not worried about the World Championship right now. For the meantime, they're worried about getting a championship for the very first time, Donnie.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because we do have the Korea qualifiers, as you said before, coming out. But these two teams right now, they've already made it up there. They're just fighting for the prize money for now.
It really is, and just fighting for pride, actually. So
yeah.
It seems like Anarchy never really even came to the finals of any type of Blade & Soul Korea tournaments in the past. And for the meantime, we're going to see Anarchy to see if they can really carry on and maybe become champion for the very first time ever.
Yeah, and you see the compositions. We do finally see a little bit of a shift in composition. We do see the usual Kyungmin Park on the Soul Fighter now, and Byung Kim on the Blade Dancer. We've been seeing a lot of Warlock, Destroyer, and Gunslinger or Assassin composition today, at least for the first series, throughout the whole 7 set. But now, finally, we get the shift with Kyungmin Park coming out on the Force Master and probably bringing out the KFM in singles if he does decide to do that. And Byung Kim sticking with his Blade Dancer, sometimes making a little bit of critical mistakes, bringing his team down, but also using very well-timed ultimates to carry his team to victory.
Okay, so we're back to us, and we've been hearing that there needs to be a computer change. The PC hasn't been working, so switching on to another one just to make sure we can get this game 1 going. You have to make sure the computers are working. That's important, because you have to make sure you can get it at 3v3, not 3v2 with that broken computer. But they're switching it out, and just needs a little bit of time just to make sure we're ready to go for this game 1. It is the grand finals of Season 2, so all the more important that every player is ready to go.
Yeah, and I was pretty surprised, because we usually do have audiences in the front of, right in front of us, and we have our second floor almost filled up, and we have the side seats almost filled up as well. Because usually during the regular season days, we only have the central part of the audience seats filled up or almost filled up. But this time around, we have the second upper floor and the side seats. The side seats, it's basically like the extra of the extra. Like, nobody sits there. If the first floor gets filled up, we get that second floor filled up. But the sides being almost filled is just amazing to see. And this is just the regular Season 2 grand finals. I wonder how many people will be coming for, the World Championships.
The World Championship will be very interesting. We've had a Grand Noir event last year, 2017, at City Hall. We remember that exciting story that came about. We played all those matches in the OGN Stadium, we remember, but in the finals and maybe up to the semifinals onwards, the more important matches that were on the very last days, we did play at City Hall, and it was a grand stage that we did get to seat ourselves upon, and saw the players playing their hearts out. It eventually became GC Busan Blue who came with the win, and Yunta Son, he was one of those players that came from that roster, and now it's in GC Busan Red, trying to replicate his results once again, and he might just be a 2-year consecutive champion for everything. Because talk about last year, Season 1, Season 2, going over to GC Busan Blue. You talk about Korea Final when that used to be a thing. Went over to GC Busan Red. I remember that.
But they were second or third in there.
They were second. They were second.
Yeah.
GC Busan Red Blue. GC Busan Blue was second on that, and GC Busan Red won that one. But the World Championship eventually became GC Busan Blue, who eventually won the whole thing. So. 3 championships in 1 year for GC Busan Blue for Yunta Son's team last year in 2018. They're already off to a good start. Season 1 champion for him already. Season 2, they're just right on the stage, just ready to win it all.
Yeah, and I always, I'm the one who usually mentions about the prize money or the award money. And if you roughly calculate it last year, Yunta Son by himself, season 1 and 2 gives him 50K. World champion gives him 50K. So that's 100K just from last year. And today, or not today, what am I saying? This year, season 1, 25K. If they get season 2 champion, Yoon Tae-sun by himself will make 150K within a year and a half of just playing Blade and Soul.
150K for the team ending. You have to split that up.
No, that is true.
Yeah, so you have to make sure you know that he's not going to single-handedly make
He
150. Come on, that's stealing. That's stealing. Well, I mean, he had an easier time instead of trying to persuade people to give all that 150K over to him. It'd be easier to just go be a thief. I mean, he can be whatever he wants, but definitely just a decorated career for Yoon Tae-sun already, starting from 2017. He just came out of nowhere, really, when he appeared for GC Busan Blue last year. We didn't have too much expectation for that entire team, but talk about Daeun Choi there on the team. You talk about who was that? Like Yoon Jae-jung? Yoon Jae-jung was on that team. And now Yoon Tae-sun on the team. And all those three guys, it just came out of nowhere. Never really was known before 2017. Came into the scene and just really exploded onto the Korean scene altogether for that entire year. And now Yoon Tae-sun is still a living legend from 2017. Still reliving his success in 2018 already. Stage 1 already going very well for him. Season 2 now looking like he's about to win it again. And World Championship, you never know. Might just be that only Korean representative, as we're going to have just one seed from Korea to go to the World Championship. Might just win it all once again.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And, you know, I like the fact that you mentioned about one seed. Usually we had like 2 teams going from Korea, like, you know, 2 seeds from some regions, 1 seed for some regions. And I personally didn't like it. I didn't mention it on broadcast, but now I get to finally mention it because this time, if I'm not wrong, all regions will just get 1 team coming in. So, you know, it's fair and square. And whoever goes up there, especially from the Korean teams, because Korea has been such a dominant team in Worlds and in Blade and Soul. Let's hope that they will be able to pick out the right team to represent Korea by themselves.
One thing we'll definitely have in 2018 is that we're not going to get a Korea finals in the World Championship finals.
Yeah.
And we had GC Busan Red and Blue last year at the grand finals of the World Championship 2017.
Yeah.
Definitely will not happen in 2018 because there will only be Korean one team. So even if Korea does the best, they still will be facing up against another country, another country's representative to hopefully gain their re-title to see if they can get up there.
Definitely, and you know, it will be interesting to see some other region in the grand finals of the World Championships, like you said, because in the past years we've seen we've only seen 2 Korean teams make it up all the time, most of the time, and we did enjoy the event matches as well, seeing more competitive mix and match with the Korean teams and the foreign players mixed up in one team as well. But just we have some downtime to talk about the Worlds, and I'm so excited to see what this year's World will be because, like I said, all 1 teams. It's going to just make it more critical for every single team to do their best.
And just imagine if you have 1 team from Korea and that team just chokes in somewhere like the random, like the quarterfinals. Yeah. And they're gone. Basically, no more Korea representation for the rest of the World Championship. So you like that? I mean, you like that? I don't mind whatsoever. But I think it's the most important thing is that we're going to have fair representation. No extra slots for different select countries means that, we're going to get the fair and square in terms of, we're going to have 1 team from Korea, and that will be Team Korea. It's not going to be about GC Busan Red or whatever team that will be. It will be Team Korea that people will be rooting on. And Europe, NA, everyone else will be there. And should make for a very exciting World Championship. It should be a very different format.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, you guys did get that schedule for the other regions doing the qualifier matches. I'm pretty sure they're going to show that today at the end of the broadcast. If not, go back to the VOD of yesterday's broadcast for our broadcast and check out the times for the other regions doing their qualifiers. I was actually watching some NA and EU qualifiers last night. Well, last night for me, not night for them. But yeah, I was watching that, grabbed me some popcorn, and it seemed like they have some different composition that they're working on here.
You always get popcorn. Where do you get all these popcorn? It's hard to find popcorn in Korea.
Popcorn bag, and you just microwave it.
I don't find those anywhere. I can't. I go to supermarkets and I don't find popcorn bags. Can you get me some next time?
Joel, you're not a true a Twitch or esports watcher. Because if you don't get popcorn, at least get chicken. Especially you're living in Korea. It's hard to get popcorn. I'll admit. Popcorn is a little bit hard, but you still chicken. There's basically like at least one place open somewhere in Korea that will deliver you chicken at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah, I have to admit, I think there was a chicken place open up, but I just didn't order it. So it's my fault. But I'm going to try to get popcorn next time. I'm trying to find it once again in my search and my expedition to try and find the popcorn here in Korea. I'm sure Ending will help me the next time I try that. But I think we're very close, guys. I think we're very close to getting into the game, as with the producer does confirm that the game is ready. So hopefully we can get into it, guys. So the grand finals should be very on the way. We're not going to get a 2v3. We're going to get a 3v3 all fair and square for these two teams. So it should be very, very exciting to see which one's going to get. And that music tells us that the game one will be very much under and ready to go. GC Busan Red and Anarchy for the finals. Let's see who gets the first point. Let's get the match underway. Gangmin Park with the first ones in line. Surprising it's not Incheon to start us off though. Feels like GC Busan Red knew that Gangmin Park was going to start off in the best matchup they felt like was going to be Junohan on the World.
Definitely. Gangmin Park has been performing very well on this Soul Fighter, especially in tag matches. We'll see if he's able to do that once again here.
We're going to see this here and trying to see what we can get out of this situation, because all these escapes go on. Thought that the time distortion would give it back. I mean, that's pretty even further now as we start off this game one. Really hard to tell who's going to get the edge.
Right there we go into the air though.
Part taking a lot of damage, but the interfere coming in for the blade dancer. Bjorn Kim is going to try to save his teammate for that.
So once again, the aerial. Alright, Gangmin Park and Junohan, they're just trading damage, and Gangmin Park has healed up to almost basically full health and tags out. Bjorn Kim comes out against Junohan. The first tag has been used on the side of Anarchy.
Anarchy on the back end in terms of how we start off this first game, and you can see Sung Choi come in on this tag here. So Junohan doesn't feel like he wants to stay in for a very long time. Bjorn Kim taking a lot of damage, and you talk about Sung Choi going for all that damage, not even a Fury build, but putting so much damage on.
Yeah, Bjorn comes out and does basically nothing but take damage and tags out. Not looking good. Not a great start for Anarchy right now.
And looking good now, and Yunjisong comes in into the field. Second tag used for GC Busan Red. I mean, that Woo Cha has to be a little more cautious, because Bjorn Kim took a lot of damage on his trade, and you don't want to replicate that onto your own end if you're Woo Cha.
Right, Yunjisong coming back out. He does have two tags. See what happens. Oh, he tags out, and that chase right away. Look at Junohan!
Junohan! Oh, Sung Shin came in. Look at how much damage he took.
Yeah. They just traded, and oh god, this is...
I think that was Woo Cha by himself. He didn't even get help from his teammate on that one.
Yeah, Woo Cha just doing it so well. Junohan, look at him. He comes in, takes that damage. He's contemplating on whether to tag out or just stay on the field for a little bit, but he might just die out.
We thought that Woo Cha was the one to make these silly mistakes and not do his part for the team, but that one definitely did his part.
Definitely, and Woo Cha, now he has something to say if any of his teammates screw up here. But we'll see if he's able to finish off Junohan, or at least force him to tag. There we go, last tag of Junohan being used. Look at the health bars of Sang Choi and Junohan right now. Only 3 minutes has passed.
And that came from that one Warlock aerial to the Hobas all over, and to two teammates of GC Busan Red taking a lot of damage early in this game.
Wow. I said this last time when Anarchy played, but what happened to Anarchy? They're just a new team now.
It really is, and Anarchy just coming out of nowhere to really surprise us again and again. The fact that they were #1 seed, we should have expected them to be better than GC Busan Red, but little did our believers did not have a hard time with that. But you just saw taking damage again. Sung Choi has to come in.
Ooh, but the wall bang! The wall bang! This is critical!
Execute! That's going to be a lot of damage, and Gangmin Park almost in a very, very dangerous situation, but does get out in the meantime.
Wow, that was critical. You know, he survived because he was Soul Fighter. The chi burst, the extra health, definitely allowed him, or allowed Gangmin Park to survive that wall bang. Wow, very well played, Sung Choi, making that a great opening.
Yeah, so he was trying to just go for the defensive interfere, but got on the other end, started the wall bang. I was like, oh, this is good. And he's going to go for all the damage there and execute all over.
That was great, and now Junohan comes in here. Time distortion with the Sanctum down.
There he is, and See what happens. Sung Jin Choi just gonna heal up. Kyungmin Park can heal up a little bit on his own and see what he can make out of this situation.
Alright, here we go. They're gonna slowly make their move. Sung Jin Choi will get persistence back about now. Kyungmin Park just literally just standing still, not even pressing any keys here. At least Sung Jin Choi is spinning here.
But you know, Kyungmin Park's walking.
Yeah,
back
there we go.
and forward.
Force tag very soon
To
for
the
Kyungmin
side.
Park.
He did something,
Yeah, he did.
but he's gonna just waste time.
Yeah.
Get the force tag in. Byung Kim coming back out onto the field. Blade Dancer getting Sung Jin Choi on the destroyer.
Here we go. Once again, Byung Kim comes in and still does nothing with Sung Jin Choi. I don't know what they're doing. They're definitely stalling time. I don't know. They're playing it very carefully because this is the finals, and you know, 25K is on the line, and pride is also on the line here.
And you can think of it both ways.
Yeah.
If you get first place, you win 50K, you win an extra 25K. But
Yeah.
on the other end, you can just say that basically you can win 25K altogether. Basically, you losing 25K if you don't get first place. So there's different ways to think about it.
Second place, I think, gets 15K, so that's a 10K difference.
Yeah, the 10K is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Kind of is, yeah. 10K.
Kind of.
Woo! I'm going all over my head. I don't even know how big that money is.
But anyways, yeah, we do have some tags going on. Look at the resource points. GC Busan Red out of all tags.
Junohan coming in for the interfere, just trying to get the time distortion back so that obviously the tab escape will be back for Yuntason. Nothing to do here, and really just 4 minutes left on this game one, and no action happening on either side. What are they trying to do?
I literally, their boots are under us and across from us. I want to go down there and just ask them, what are you guys doing right now?
I'm looking at their keyboards right now. I'm watching it. Their hands are above it.
Yeah.
They're pressing nothing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're just staggering the force tags in and out. Beno Kim's going to get force tagged out very soon. Let's hope Yuntaesan gets a chase down or something and makes some action happen here.
But he has
There
to
we
press
go.
keys to do that, though.
Yeah, he does.
He does press keys. Okay.
Okay, he does.
Good job, Yuntaesan. You press keys.
He definitely did, and Ubin Cha comes in for that time distortion for Kyungmin Park. Gets that escape back. Here we go, Windstorm in the air, but no damage taken with that resistance on for Yuntaesan.
Park just trying to do the damage on it, but gets poked on the other way. Yuntaesan trying to get the counter attack. Does a little bit towards this Soul Fighter.
We'll have to see. I don't know, these guys, both of these, GC Busan Red and Anarchy, they're not this passive most of the time. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's true that it's the finals and they're just playing it super safe.
Well, these teams didn't get to the finals by playing super safe, so you have to
Okay.
This is their chance now. Kyungmin Park up in the air.
Oh, but the counter.
The counter damage that does come through, and it's going to force out Sung Jin Choi on the interfere, and the execute going towards nowhere. As you see, basically, Ubin Cha out on the field trying to fight against Junohan once again, and both thralls standing on the sanctum is not going to lead to any damage for the time being.
We're going to have a stalemate or a cold war per se for now with Ubin Cha and Junohan, the Warlock Mirror match. This is something expected from a Warlock Mirror match, but it was kind of weird to see that the other two on both sides when they were out on the field, they were just not pressing any keys.
2 minutes left on the clock, and we don't know who did more of the damage, because we've seen basically no damage from either side.
You know, I don't know. I hope they know this is the finals.
A lot of money is on the line, yeah.
Yeah, it is, but they're also playing and not showing, you know, the viewers a great game. But, as I say that,
Junohan still making sure he puts up consistent damage in. Now, based on this pattern, it seems as if Junohan and the rest of GC Busan Red should be ahead in terms of damage, but it's definitely harder to tell. You see no real interaction coming in from Anarchy all over.
ultimate, this proc is not going to connect, obviously.
Kim spinning around, trying to find his angle towards Junohan. Now with the throw gone, this is his chance to be strong. Trying to get the knockout for his teammate to interfere in.
Ultimate, not connecting.
Standing ultimate is not going to connect for the Blade Dancer. So Yuntaesan still poking out the Blade Dancer. Kim having a hard time just escaping from all this.
Trying to poke him out here. Beno Kim just spinning, not doing too much. Yunta-san at least trying to get a little poke damage here because 1 minute left now. We will be going for TKO, but now Byaru Kim taking a little bit more damage. Youngmin Park coming in for that interfere.
This has to be a huge one for Anarchy. Otherwise, it seems as if GC% Red put enough damage on that 50 seconds left on the clock probably is going to indicate that GC% Red will take the game on TKO.
Yeah, remember, Anarchy has a soul fighter, so the heals, it's definitely... Anarchy has done a lot more heals compared to GC Busan Red, I should say.
And even with all that healing, they still have much less HP altogether than GC Busan Red does. So clear winner is going to be GC Busan Red.
More damage
big comes in. Choi comes in, destroy ultimate.
I'm expecting something big. There's 15 seconds left to this round.
It seems like GC Busan Red is actually the one going hard on this one. The wall goes what? Juno, look at Juno Han's HP. What happened?
Why did Yunta-san allow that ultimate to connect?
He didn't have attack points, so
no, it doesn't matter.
Kind of an excuse, but
oh my! Now I don't know.
No, I think Anarchy did it. They did it. I think they did. Oh my God! Still?
This is the Soul Fighter. I'm telling you.
Oh my!
I'm telling you.
50,000.
Look at these guys. They're surprised. They're like, what? What? I almost died. Yunta-san died. We even allowed that Warlock ultimate to connect, and we still won. They're confused. They won and they're confused.
Yeah, and these guys lost and they're confused.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Wow. I need that replay in slow motion. I know they're not going to do a slow motion, but I still need that replay on slow motion with the Warlock all connecting and Junohan taking that enormous amount of damage. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that Anarchy would have done more damage. I thought I was pretty sure of myself.
No.
50,000 difference. You talk about that Soul Fighter heal being too OP for all the wrong reasons.
Yep, and look at this. This is early game. Byaru came almost down to like 10% health. He ends up healing all the way back to full health. In the meantime, Junohan takes a little bit... Oh, okay, he takes a lot too here.
Yeah.
Alright, so they've actually traded enough damage early to mid-game that it was pretty even. But in the end, I'm telling you, it's a Soul Fighter, man. It's a Chi Burst. Look at that. Look at Youngmin Park taking that, and now they're back to full health. Look at this, yes. And then they go down again in late game, if you remember. Here we go. Youngmin Park taking some more damage here.
Heals back.
Yeah. So GC Busan Red basically just took a lot of damage in the beginning with Junohan and Seung Choi, and until the end, the last second where we saw Yunta-san get knocked out with Junohan taking some damage. That's the only other time that GC Busan Red took damage, but Anarchy, they just constantly took damage and constantly healed, and look at the health bars now. Wow, the replay will be coming up soon though.
Yeah, this is very close to it. Around that 10-second mark is where it happened.
I think it should be right now.
Right here,
there we go. Alright, so Yunta-san. Oh my gosh. And Junohan too.
I know. Saying, but
jeez, that, and they still win.
Basically 2 KOs and
yeah.
Oh my. Wow. Okay.
Well, either way, it was a surprise for us, surprise for you guys,
surprise for them,
even for the winning team. But we will be moving on to set 2 singles.
And all of a sudden, GC Busan Red is one step closer to becoming back-to-back champion in 2018 Season 2. If they can get it, oh man. I mean, Season 1, they were clearly the best team that won out.
Yeah.
It was understandable that they did, but I just don't think GC Busan Red is that same team anymore that we saw from Season 1. And they definitely aren't the best team out of Season 2, but all it takes is one series. All it takes is 7 games to whether really crown yourself as a champion once again, and you just saw it. Only Assassin is trying to just make that mark count.
Yeah, and Yunta-san losing out in singles with Destroyer against Yongjin Shin's Assassin. Now he's going to bring out his Assassin. And last year, Yunta-san's Assassin wasn't that great in singles, but he's been coming back with singles and Assassins and has done well recently. So we'll see if he's able to clinch that win against Byaru Kim's Blade Dancer.
We're going to see what happens. Not the Gunslinger, not the Destroyer. It will be the Assassin from Yunta-san, 2017 World Champion, going up against Byaru Kim on the Blade Dancer, trying to see who's going to eke out another point from the single. Let's find out what happens. Kim still trying to find it out. As Yunta-san just trying to swivel around, trying to make sure he gets the right angle to go on the stun here. Gets the knockdown. It's the first stun and it's going to force out the escape. And trying to go for a second now as he really only has a flock of blades. Otherwise, the Beyond Kim is pretty vulnerable right now.
Beyond Kim definitely wants to avoid a CC landing on him. He has to at least trade a Stealth or a Lotus. There we go, preemptive. Lightning drop gets CC. This is basically done. He has 15 seconds. Flock will not buy you an escape against an assassin, but yep.
Stun! Yunta-san clean.
Yep.
Clean as it can be. And his assassins, when they look good, they look really good.
It was a good try with that lightning draw on the side of Beyond Kim, but you know, it's an obvious when you're out of CC. I mean, escapes. You just get CC by an assassin and you're done.
And you know what I just saw from Beyond Kim's face?
What?
The face of tilt.
Oh,
I kind of sensed it.
Oh,
I saw this in his face, and I think that's coming not from game 2, but from game 1. When they should have won out that damage charge and they didn't.
Yeah.
That's the first stage of tilt, and losing like that cleanly in game 2 against an assassin, against someone that's not even an assassin main.
Yeah.
That's the second stage of tilt.
That is level 1 tilt in set 1, level 2 tilt in set 2. Now we're gonna go on to set 3. We'll see how this will turn out. Let's
Anarchy, are we getting this? Are we getting the same Anarchy that former G-Touring that always choked in big moments?
Well, I gotta give it to you. This is the highest they've gotten already.
Yes.
Even in the semifinals, getting to at least top 3 was already the highest for them. But now in the grand finals, let's hope that they stop joking.
It's already an accomplishment for Anarchy for getting into top 2, because they never even got to top 3, as you mentioned. The highest they ever got was top 4 for the longest of time. They've been together with the 3 of these guys, Kevin Park, Byeon Kim, and Woo Bin Cha. But we thought that this was the year. This was the stage. This was the season 2, for Anarchy to really make a storyline out of all of this. And oh man, G7 Red really being used to and so experienced with these big stages, really showing his balls for the first 2 games so far.
Yeah, like I said, GC Busan Red, even though they did struggle to get all the way up here into the grand finals, they have so much experience in big stages and where it matters that they don't make critical mistakes. They make small mistakes, but they never tilt. They don't make critical mistakes, which leads them to a loss. Sometimes they do get outplayed, but not because of their mistakes. So, but Anarchy, let's hope that, you know, this is their first big stage here in the grand finals, and let's hope that they don't choke anymore.
Really composed, GC Busan Red for the first 2 games. Can they keep that composure up for this game 3? That's going to be continuing on this series. Currently 2-0 ahead. It's going to be GC Busan Red over Anarchy. Can Anarchy eke out a point back, because they desperately is needing it now? And we're going to see if that's going to happen. Let's go on to game 3. Let us start the game. GC Busan Red, Anarchy. Han starting off against Gyeongmin Park. You can see here, you see Leech connecting. Force out the first escape.
Ground Ripple does not connect. We have that interfere coming in from Woo Bin Cha for the time distortion. No interfere for Junohan does that time distortion for himself here.
I can save that interfere point. Your GC Busan Red right now, and let's see the interfere now coming from you to start trying to damage out the Gyeongmin Park. Nothing really coming from it yet. Forces out another escape, and that's going to be the aerial. That's going to be a dangerous situation where it forces out Byeon Kim. Very timely interfere on that defensive effort.
Yeah, definitely well timed. Perfect timing, Byeon Kim. Not allowing Woo Bin Cha to take much damage here. But in the air, Gyeongmin Park came in.
Oh my god! What?
Jeez.
Oh my.
Not good at all. Anarchy using already 3 interfere points and 2 tags in the first minute. This is not great, and as I always mention, resources, when it becomes scarce as time goes on, you're gonna have a disadvantage, so you better use it wisely when you use it.
I love that GC Busan Red is playing the pacemaker here. You talk about game 1, they're doing so slow and so slow pace. Anarchy is forced to play just as slow, and they're being controlled by GC Busan Red to play the style they want to play. And now in this game 3, GC Busan Red is turning up the speed, and now they have Anarchy kind of on their heels, kind of have a difficult time to catch up to this.
Yep, another one. Reactionary 2v2 coming in. Yuntae-san does take some damage. Byeonho Kim also takes some damage here. But as you said, the pace is definitely being made on the side of GC Busan Red. Look at the resource points just depleting on the side of Anarchy slowly. And it's only been 2 minutes.
Really hasn't. You can see the wall bang. Byeonho Kim almost in a very dangerous situation. Does get out of that corner and
that takes more damage. Heals up, but still takes a lot of damage. Remember,
good chase.
Oh,
good chase coming in from Sunny Choi. Just predicts that tag to come out, and Gyeongmin Park. Oh, he's going to take a lot of damage early as soon as he gets sent as well.
Aerial reactionary 2v2 does take some damage.
It's not all an effort, but Juno Han comes in just acting like nothing is in trouble now, and Sunny Choi very safe on that matter.
If you see these reactionary 2v2 as we call it out, it's the reflex timing on both sides are just so quick. It's almost identical, and usually the defensive interfere comes in as well as the offensive if the opportunity is given, and they just come in at the same time to try to do the damage outburst and to try to defend their team, and it's just amazing to see this.
Look at this already. Sunny Choi once again slowing down the pace, and Anarchy just has to react. And this is an unfortunate situation where Anarchy are not aggressive enough to create their own pace, and it's being followed upon every single time that GC Busan Red turns on.
Right, tags out. The chase does happen. Junohan uses Tab Escape right away.
Park heals back. See what he can do against this Warlock here, and see the interfere coming in offensive with that Warlock. Wubin Cha does get tagged in, and Byeonho Kim trying to see what he can do, but Junohan still putting in damage. Wubin Cha in a dangerous situation, and the execute damage, doing a lot of damage to the Thrall and the Warlock. And oh my goodness, Wubin Cha, he doesn't know what to do.
Remember what happened in set 1. If Anarchy doesn't eliminate at least 1 or 2 members of GC Busan Red and this goes down to a TKO, they're going to lose.
Definitely will, and Byeonho Kim tries to go for the damage while he is stunned up, but Sunny Choi comes back out onto the tag, and Junohan has to use the last tag point to get himself out of there. But Byeonho Kim looking like he's just trying to run away from the destroyer all alone.
Yeah, look at the resource points. There's still 6 minutes, or rather 5 minutes and 55 seconds, and wow, Anarchy is almost out of all resources except for Byeonho Kim, so he's all alone. No interference coming in.
There he is, and they execute.
Oh, it does land.
Gonna get onto the Phantom Grip though. Byeonho Kim trying to buy time, but buying time is not the biggest thing right now for this team. They have to get the damage in, try to get even in terms of GC Busan Red already so far ahead.
Wow. Yuntae-san does have that tag, and Junohan also has that interfere point. So one good CC coming from Yuntae-san into the aerial might just bring Junohan. Oh, but he's just got tagged out. Okay.
Junohan trying to make it even. This time going against the Gyeongmin Park on the Soul Fighter once again.
Right.
Gets down and has to go for a back roll, and what he can do.
Leech.
It's connecting Gyeongmin Park. No escape from him, and the Toshin did get his escapes back. Junohan is just trying to go on the aggression here. Once again, trying to put the damage all to Gyeongmin Park, but see the defensive interference even coming from Byeonho Kim is not helping out too much.
Yeah, the last interference has been used. This is it. This is basically it.
Gyeongmin Park is out of there, and Junohan gets that crucial stun into the aerial as soon as Byeonho Kim went out, and Wubin Cha has to be the one to really stick it forward.
Oh,
what he can do to counterattack. Counterattack. It's taking Junohan out of there.
Oh, God.
All of a sudden, we're all even.
We are definitely all even. We'll see if Sunny Choi will be able to do it.
Oh, my God. They execute that. And the Fury. Oh, my goodness. The ultimate.
And the offensive ult coming in from Destroyer. We haven't seen that in a long time. And he does get rid of Wubin Cha.
The Typhoon. And this is an exciting match altogether. And Sunny Choi, this is the most aggressive Sunny Choi we've seen maybe for the first time ever.
Yeah, we don't see that the Daze ult coming in, and he goes with that offensive ultimate, and it didn't connect, but it was good to see.
Byeonho Kim going on the Fanager after that second aerial. Does have that lightning draw and use it. Choi did very well to knock out the second member on the side of Anarchy. Second aerial once again. This time it might be a lightning draw, and it does come through. Back row chase does happen. Forced out to Gus. Sun Choi, no
Fury.
tag out.
Proc the Fury.
Okay, he has to go for all the
no.
play. That's ultimate.
Okay,
The
nice.
iron plating just inside.
Wow.
Very composed and execute damage now starting to come through, but the Phantom Grip once again from Byung Kim.
And it's still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here.
That's it. And Yuntasan
a
is going to be
1v1
1v1 for the end. 3 minutes left to go. It's not going to go down to TKO. It will be a KO to finish out the win here ending. And very action-filled all the way from the start to the end.
Yeah, usually a singles match is 3 minutes, and right now it's 3 minutes, and they're both almost at full health. They both have their escapes. This is just a 1v1 now.
Okay, Gunslinger versus Blade Dancer. We know that Blade Dancer can maneuver around the Gunslinger really quickly here, but what we're going to see.
Wow. Gunslinger, I don't know if is Yuntasan, will he be able to do this?
This is all of a sudden it becomes turning the tide. If you're a side of Anarchy, you thought you were on the losing end for most of this game, and great efforts coming in from the two players from Anarchy to make sure you destroy the two players, the crucial two players, the Warlock and the Destroyer from GC Busan Red. All of a sudden, you now have the chance to win out again. Tiny drop, maybe?
Yeah, there we go. He's going to just do as much damage as possible.
Stun.
Yuntasan saving his escape.
And the Lightning Drop still doing a lot of damage. The Phantom Grip still continue on.
All right, another CC here. Oh, Yuntasan, it just might be it for him.
Yuntasan, I don't see him coming back from this one. So low on HP and little heal that he can do as the Gunslinger. And all of a sudden, it might seem as if Anarchy might just get this incredible, miraculous win after being behind for so long from the beginning to the end.
No. Yuntasan, just keep your distance and poke him out. I think he still has a chance here.
Do you think so?
Gunslinger. Yeah, I do.
Okay, we're going to see Yuntasan still trying to find it out. Trying to keep his distance. Trying to poke him out in range. Just have to make sure that Byung Kim doesn't come close to him. The pull in did happen in the back row. Gonna be the one to go in. Lightning Draw preemptively does not work out. Yuntasan just goes back to the Lightning Draw. So it's a dangerous situation. The Phantom Grip. This might be it. That one more damage not even needed.
Wow.
And Byung Kim is gonna finish off the job. So after losing that game 2, he pulls off the victory. And for game 3, and Anarchy is 1 point in.
Wow, I thought it was going to be 3-0 GC Busan Red, but Anarchy does come back and tell us, and tells us that they're not just here by luck, and they have some skills up their sleeves.
Really does, and GC Busan Red really surprised that they couldn't win out game 3. They looked like they were the better team for most of that game 3, but 2 men knocked away on both sides, and you knew that the Gunslinger and the Blade Dancer will not be the best matchup for GC Busan Red.
Yeah, it's very well played, and right now, before we got into the replay, GC Busan Red, they seem surprised once again. They were surprised in set 1 for winning that, and now set 3, they had the advantage. They had a big gap with against Anarchy, and they lost. They're surprised once again.
It really is, and which you talk about taking all that execute damage so strong, and Detroit did everything right. I mean, I feel like he was the MVP for GC Busan Red in that game 3, but still could not win out as he was the second man to go out. And oh man, this is a tough one to take if you are GC Busan Red after working so hard to gain all those advantages. Jun Han just goes out like that, and that became the downfall start of it for GC Busan Red.
It was wow. So basically, Byung Kim did a 2v1. Look at Sang Choi's health. It's pretty healthy here. So he beat Sang Choi 1v1. No interference coming in, right? So he beats him cleanly. And he goes against Yuntasan as well and beats him as well. So Byung Kim is just showing us that, he does make some mistakes time to time, but he also has, a great moment where the light shines upon him.
Yeah, he does that 1v2 in the end was good enough for Byung Kim, man. Talk about that no resource being such a bad thing. If you are GC Busan Red, just imagine it if they went for a true 2v1. Where Yuntasan could have came in to interfere to help out Sang Choi, maybe to get a quick kill. Definitely did not help there, and Byung Kim eventually gets the win with that Phantom Grip, the grip of victory. And that's going to be them getting a point back to themselves, and now it's 2-1 going to the roulette.
Yeah, well, that was just amazing, well played for both sides, but at the end, I got to give it to Byung Kim doing that 2v1, and both of the 2 that were left alive on the side of GC Busan Red, they were they're very healthy at 2v1.
Oh man, are you serious?
All right, we're gonna go to a tag match here once again.
That was such a big radius just for singles. They had 2 sides on singles, and it was like this little piece for tag match. Yeah, we're gonna get a tag match.
Yes, we are.
For the grand finals, guys. This is what we're gonna get.
So this is our 3rd tag match of the day, and we will, if it goes to set 6, we will have 4 tag matches for grand finals. And you know, I just hope that it's not the same as set 1. If it's a tag match that's very similar to set 3, I enjoyed it. I love it. Even though it was a long game, it was very fun to watch, enjoyable, and obviously, as you guys see here, the compositions haven't changed.
As is going to be expected, Anarchy looking like they're trying to climb back one step at a time. They've already got that 1 point off of that game 3. Game 4, if they can pull it back, it will bring the scoreline back to even. GC Busan Red, they want to run away with this. They want to get this win right here and get the win in the next singles and become Season 2 champion, becoming back-to-back, starting from Season 1.
All right, well, I don't know. I can't tell anymore because, you know, especially the tags, it's been so even. Even the first set, when it went to GC Busan Red, the damage output from Anarchy was very well done at the end. So, I don't know. It's just been going back and forth. It's been tossing around.
And let's go to Game 4 to see what this 3rd rendition of tag will bring to us between the 2 teams of GC Busan Red and Anarchy. Let's see who's going to get the advantage here. Let's find out in this next game. Junohan and Mubin Cha actually is going to be the first one to come out. So Warlock mirror match to start us off. No more Gyeongmin Park to start us off here.
Yeah, you know, Gyeongmin Park did come out against Junohan before, and he didn't really get stomped over, but still, oh my gosh, he started with the disadvantage when Gyeongmin Park came out. So now Mubin Cha comes out, but that thrall, destruction coming from Sungjin Choi.
Yeah, I think Anarchy is thinking maybe we should have had a destroyer so we can execute damage to destroy out the thrall. Yeah. We're not going to get that same luxury.
Mubin Cha!
Okay.
Oh, Mubin Cha!
Oh, Junohan still staying in here. He's counting on his escapes to help him out, but that was a lot of HP taken away from the Warlock here.
Yeah, that's it now. Trying to do something about the whole buzz you hear. Gyeongmin Park.
Still staying in here, so both players taking damage early. In this game, Sungjin Choi comes out onto the field. 1 tag each, being used by both teams.
Alright, Sungjin Choi versus Gyeongmin Park. Gyeongmin Park has his escape. Just playing it carefully here. Ember Stomp is put down.
Gyeongmin Park just trying to make sure he keeps his distance to make sure to not give the destroyer any room to work with, and see him once again just sparring the distance. Make sure he's on the edge in terms of trying to strike whenever he wants to, but not get countered on the other end by the destroyer. That could be very dangerous.
Sungjin Choi trying to lure Gyeongmin Park to the wall, maybe try to do a cheese with the wall bang, but Gyeongmin Park is definitely staying in the center of the stage.
There he is, and Park just trying to move around, heal back.
Oh, but the wall bang eventually does happen!
Coming through it. That's going to be the first kill coming through, and that's huge. Coming in. We thought the wall bang ended in 2017. No way. But look at this damage coming in there. And Sungjin Choi kind of standing still, a little bit too excited about the kill he just got. But can't be overly excited when you're taking that much damage from the Warlock.
Yeah, and you know, I called it up before it happened. Sungjin Choi definitely just provoked him to come near the wall, and he makes it happen and gets rid of Gyeongmin Park here, making it a 3v2. But remember, this was already done before, and Anarchy did come out on top last round, so we'll have to see till the end who the victor is here.
And we remember from the last year's World Championship that the wallbang was such a big topic of discussion, being so overpowered at the time of the World Championships of 2017, but in 2018, it's still a thing, and if you can get your opponent to the wall and bring a gunslinger out, oh man, the damage there is going to be real.
It's not taking a lot of damage. Sungjin Choi does come in for that interfere. Junohan comes in as well.
There's going to be tag points being taken out by Mubin Cha, and so much resource being forced out by this one Warlock coming in for the Anarchy.
They're trading. They're both stunned. Body swap happens for both of them. They're just trading escapes here.
Trading escapes, trading stuns, but if you do it at the same time, you're not going to get any continuation damage, and Woo Bin Cha is just going to tag out towards Piano Kim. What he can do with 2 tags left over.
Yeah, it makes sense. Piano Kim has 2 tags, Woo Bin Cha no tags, but 3 interferes. So Woo Bin Cha's going to want to support Piano Kim as he's on the field here, but it is still a 3v2. We'll see if GC Busan Red will make this into a win.
Okay, the lightning draw that comes in a bit early does not connect towards Junohan. Going to bring the interfere out, and look at this. It's a lot of damage that came out of really nowhere, and Junohan, he was trying to connect the ult towards Piano Kim, a little bit sneaky there, but did not connect onto Anarchy.
It's still Junohan is safe. He has tags and interferes for his teammates as well, but in the
Wall
air,
bang.
Woo Bin Cha!
Oh my goodness. And the ultimate, and looking like he was just trying to get the cheeky kill there, and Piano Kim is going to be the last one in line, and so enjoy. It's not going to be the Fury Destroyer, but still looking for that execute damage if he can.
Perfect time smash, and this might just be over.
This is it. This is it.
It is
Kim
it.
is out, and no tag point. Well, he does have a tag point, but no one to really tag out too, so that's the big problem for Piano Kim. He's done this before, but it was a 1v2 last time around, but this time around, 1v3 is not looking like a thing, and GC Busan Red 3-1 now, 1 game away from becoming the champions again of Season 2. It's kind of, these type of performances kind of help us forget how bad they were from the beginning of the Season 2.
Yeah, exactly. And if they do get the champion, if they become the champion, we're just going to remember them as Season 1 and Season 2 champions.
That's it.
Rather than, them just struggling to get to the grand finals in the beginning of Season 2.
We don't remember what happened in Season 1 and Season 2 of last year, how GC Busan Blue won. They might have just won in a very close match, and they could have just blown out the other team. We don't remember. We just remember the results.
They are the winners.
They are the winners of everything. And GC Busan Red on their way, 1 game away, just 1 single away, really, to become the best in the world, the best in Korea, at least for the time being. And if this pattern continues, they might just win everything from here on. Maybe in the World Championship, they might just be the best team. Just kind of remembered as GC Busan Blue of last year, 2018, it might be all about GC Busan Red.
Yeah, and it was a very close game until Youngmin Park got that wall bang and got eliminated in the first 2 to 3 minutes here, because at the beginning, Junohan and Seungyeon Choi took a lot of damage, and if they continue this without Youngmin Park dying out, I think Anarchy would have definitely had it. But Youngmin Park being eliminated, no supports, no heals, no stalling on the field, just allowed Piano Kim and Woo Bin Cha to just lose it all. And this is now the next match, potentially the last match if GC Busan Red wins it again.
Hearts coming out for Junohan. Definitely deserves it, and he's definitely giving the fans some service. Playing some spectacular Blade and Soul in. We're looking at this now. It doesn't matter how bad you did. It doesn't matter what the journey was. It doesn't matter what the destination was you were trying to get to. As long as you're the champion, you're the champion. Season 1, they were champions. They were absolutely dominant in the way they won. Season 2, definitely not the same. They weren't the strongest team from the beginning of the season, not even till now. And it seemed as if the Anarchy was supposed to be the better team, but 3-1 down at the moment, and 1 game away from once again choking in a big stage for Anarchy.
We'll have to see. It is singles here, and let's just hope that Anarchy will be able to, come back here. But if they lose this, they're done. Junohan versus Youngmin Park.
He's just trying to finish off. He's just trying to finish off. Junohan is just out there.
But we've seen this before. Youngmin Park's KFM beat Junohan in the past.
Yeah.
So we were, but in the past we were talking how Junohan was out. He was the last boss, but he was the first boss. And we were talking how Youngmin Park, will he do well with the KFM? He's been doing so well with the Force Master. And Youngmin Park ended up beating Junohan's Warlock. So let's hope that he could replicate this performance from the past, because if he can't, it's over.
And the thing about GC Busan Red, even from 2017, I remember that basically GC Busan Red, they churn up in big stages.
Yeah.
When they get to the biggest of stages, when they get all that money in the line, they just somehow just transform into just godly beasts, and no one can really rival them.
Yeah.
It was GC Busan Blue who beat them out in 2017, but 2018, it doesn't seem to be any big rivalry here, as Anarchy looking like the weaker team. Can they really prove us wrong and really stick into this one? There's 1 more point needed for GC Busan Red to become the champions of Season 2 of 2018 Blade and Soul Korea. Let's see if the Junohan can do it with that Warlock. Let's get into the match. Junohan, 1 game away from winning $25,000. For your team, he's done it in the past. He hasn't really won a big championship in a long time other than the Korea Finals of 2017, but in 2018, he's won Season 1 already. Season 2, they're definitely in line to do it again.
The first CC onto Jungmin Park, this is not good. He gets time absorption, he's going to continue. Junohan is definitely going. But Jungmin Park saves his escape. Very well played, very patiently played here.
Just that back roll, last time around.
Okay, the flurry. Jungmin Park is starting. Body swap did happen.
Okay, body swap does get him out. It's going to have the time escape to use it if he does need to.
Okay. Jungmin Park wants to get rid of his second escape as well. There we go, Rising Dragon. Back roll, chase into the air. This is definitely going to get rid of Junohan's other escape, and there we go. One more CC coming from Jungmin Park. This is not looking good for Junohan here. Once again with the steering palm, Rising Dragon connecting.
That will come through, and this is going to be the end.
This is it.
Jungmin Park gets the win, and is not quite over yet. 3-2 on the ahead for GC% Red, but still 2 more games potentially left to go for Anarchy to upset GC% Red. And GC% Red thought it was all over. They thought that early damage coming from the Junohan was going to be enough to finish out this series and this season, but not yet, says Anarchy.
And you know, like I said before, Jungmin Park, it looked like he was in a pinch getting to the aerial early on, but he knows how to play against Junohan's Warlock. I don't know about other Warlocks, but Jungmin Park has experience in beating Junohan's Warlock, and he does so again today.
Really looking strong against the final boss, and Junohan, he thought he was going to get it. He thought that $25,000 was in front of his eyes, but for the meantime, they are a bit distanced away from it as they still have to get 1 more game, but it's going to be a tag match to perhaps decide it all.
We'll have to see once again. This is, again, a potentially last match. We'll have to see what happens here. This is set 6 now. Tag match, like you said, Joel. And I'm pretty sure the composition will stay the same.
Gotta remember that Anarchy already won 1 tag match. They lost 2.
Yep.
So it just gives GC% Red that favoritism in terms of them expecting to win out once again in the set 6, but you never know what could possibly happen.
We'll have to see if GC% Red, like we said repeatedly before, if they win this set, it's over. Anarchy, will they try their best? Obviously they will, to try to go to set 7 to have that chance of being the Season 2 champions, something that they've never came close to.
Becoming season champion was always a faraway dream for Anarchy, and here they are looking at their possibilities. Although it is still pretty far away, they still have to win 2 games in a row after having just won that last one and having been down 3-1. It is a tough situation for Anarchy. They pull 1 back. They need to pull 2 more of those in order to get the championship, but it's a faraway road, but there definitely still is a possibility left over.
We'll have to see as these players get ready. I know as these rounds or sets go by, they're getting more serious and more serious mode. And let's just hope, like we mentioned before, Anarchy doesn't choke, because GC% Red, we know they don't choke in big stages.
GC% Red always surprises us in the biggest of stages, and this is the one they have to clinch over to get the championship for Season 2. But Anarchy looking to stop their heels. Can they do it once again in this tag? We're going to find out in this game number 6. So much cheering coming in from the crowds, and Junohan definitely is feeling it. Jungmin Park's going to be out on the field again, so looking for a chance to move through here.
Park, like I said before, when he's out against Junohan with the Force Master, it's never a great start. And once again, like I said, Jungmin Park taking the brunt of the damage.
He's going to get the escapes right back. Coming in from Moving Cha on the instant field to give the time distortion over to his teammate, but Junohan still looking relatively safe. Still putting a lot of damage onto Ricard with the help of Yuta-san on the interfere.
There we go, another thrall spawn, a new one here. Piano Kim comes in.
And Junohan now has a new opponent in Blade Dancer from Piano Kim. Kim has done well today, all day long, and we're looking for another good performance by him. Should help their cause quite a bit. Jungmin Park trying to help out, trying to get the damage onto Juno Han. Gonna knock him down once again.
You have the stagger 2v2. The lightning draw does not do much to anything or anyone, but Wubin Cha does put in a Warlock mirror match here. The thrall is only up for Wubin Cha right now. Juno Han just putting up that coil just to stay alive and buy some time, and does tag out, and that chase.
The sun comes down. And the first tag point being used by G7 Red. And Anarchy already used 2 before G7 Red even used it first. So a bit of an early trade deficit for Anarchy in terms of resources.
Definitely trying to push back. Yunta Sun ends up tagging out.
Okay, Zerial is going to be a good one. Sonny Choi gets the damage on. Going to find himself heavily damaged out, but still staying on the field and bringing out Juno Han. All the interfere to try to save himself there.
So, reactionary 2v2 coming in. Wubin Cha taking so much damage here.
Yeah, execute and the gunslinger doing so much damage, but the trade of damage is going on to both sides. So interestingly, we don't find a clear winner out of these trades, and Wubin Cha very low. He might just have to tag out, but he's still counting on his tab escape to save him for the meantime.
Wubin Cha does have his escape, does tag out though. Good call, because, you know, it could have been dangerous, and you don't want to die out just, you know, just being greedy, trying to go for that force tag. Gyeongmin Park comes out again. Never a great matchup when he's on the force not force master, soul fighter. There we go, another aerial.
Han taking a lot of damage. Yunta-san helping out with the gunslinger is going to be doing a lot of damage, but taking once again a counter damage. So very nicely done by Gyeongmin Park to trade the odds and to really get to back to his favor here.
Well, right now, look at the health bars. I know both teams have healed up, especially on the side of Anarchy, and they're still so low. Wubin Cha and Byung-Ho Kim under 50% health. They do have a little bit more resources compared to GC Busan Red, but will that be enough to grab a win here in this tag match?
Gyeongmin Park still trying to move on here against Juno Han, and pretty even on terms of trade. The HP pretty equal across both sides, but otherwise, we're going to see initiate action. Now we're going to see the stun that will come through into the aerial. Helping out is going to be Wubin Cha. But otherwise, it's not going to be nothing from it. That 2v2 interactive here.
There we go. Another area. Yunta-san taking a lot of damage here.
The lightning draw. Yeah, very nicely done. Yunta-san takes a lot of damage from that one. Very nice 2-to-1 combo there from Gyeongmin Park and the side of Wubin Kim.
Now, whoever comes out on the side of GC Busan Red, as I said before, they were pretty healthy. Now, they're all unhealthy right now. They've been eating too much junk food here. Sung-Jin Choi tries to heal up a little bit. Gyeongmin Park does get that forced tag, saves his tag point. Byung-Ho Kim comes out.
And look at the terms of tag difference here.
Yeah.
You talk about 0 tags for Juno Han and Yunta-san. Sung-Jin Choi, if he does get out, he'll be left with 0 tags. And Kim and the rest of Anarchy have all 1 tag each. That's a huge amount of difference, especially going to this late game here. Juno Han coming for the interfere, trying to help out defensively. The stun that will come to force out the back roll. No chase coming through. Wubin Cha giving the time distortion back through, and Byung-Ho Kim will still be safe to move on here. Trying to help out offensively in the interfere. Does get a pretty decent damage. Gets him up in the area with the Phantom Grave that will come through.
Yunta-san comes in, no tag points now. He's all alone by himself. No tags, but in the air, Wubin Cha.
Oh my god, brilliant chase.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be the chase of the season, I would think, because as soon as that tag came in, Wubin Cha just went out of nowhere into the air. Free damage for Yunta-san, no interfere whatsoever. GC Busan Red gets that crucial kill.
Yeah, and as you see, Sung-Jin Choi still has that interfere point left. So if Yunta-san just one more opportunity, Sung-Jin Choi might just come in for that execute damage.
Defense the aerial, but trying to do the damage on the other end. Choi finally does have to come in. He was thinking for a bit, but a little bit late to the party there, as his teammate already took a little bit of damage on.
Yeah, Sung-Jin Choi definitely wanted to use that last assist for an offensive one, but unfortunately, Yunta-san needed help for there to stay alive.
Just trying to put the damage on, but Gyeongmin Park still harassing him from distance. And who does the better poking? For the meantime, it looks like the Soul Fighter is on the edge here.
Definitely, Yunta-san has to play careful as well. He's very low, and the tag comes in. Byung-Ho Kim.
And now, Yunta-san trying to find out what he can do in the skies. Kim just trying to roll him in.
Okay, there we go with the chase. No interference coming in, so this might just be it.
Second interfere.
No need for lightning draw.
Yeah, it's going to be the one to go in, saves his lightning draw, but still gets a KO, and Junohan is back out to the field, and okay, of course, we know a lot of heals.
Into the aerial.
Yeah, this is a huge one. Kim taking a lot of damage from Junohan, and still moving through. Remember, no interfere for 40 more seconds for both of these teams, really. So it's going to be a true 1v1 until we get another force tag in.
Does escape by using that escape here. Time distortion. Gonna Kim on the floor. Doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want that. Gonna go in, make his move.
Looking at this now, Junohan. Let's see what he can get. Turns damage. Last time around, he did very well to trade out the damage. And Warlock ultimate.
Yep, not gonna
connect. And he's gonna just interrupt that, distracting for the meantime. Kim trying to get the ultimate onto his own side. Gets a very good stack of it. And Junohan on a dangerous footing now. For one more minute, he has to stay alive. We're gonna see the interfere comeback. So at least he gets the help from Sung Choi as he can get the interfere onto that defensively.
Oh, the think! The think!
Kim finally gets survived though. Coming part helps him out, and Junohan gets up into the air. Sung Choi getting heavily damaged out as well. So all of a sudden, Anarchy is very close to winning out this next game here.
Definitely close. That interfere coming in from Sung Choi almost got himself killed here. Wow. And Byung Kim and Kyungmin Park just healing up all the way. Byung Kim 4 more seconds until that force tag happens.
Junohan needs this chase. He needs this chase on. He's not going to go for it. He's going to be pretty passive, but it's going to cost him though. It seems like Kyungmin Park is ready to finish off this game here. The stun gets on the other end, so Junohan has to be careful. But the constant damage that will come through. Junohan barely survives. 3 more seconds, I don't think it will matter, but the damage coming under the end. Crucial damage coming from Junohan. That's going to be the one to come in. And Sung Choi does get that gust out of him. Forced out. And Kyungmin Park still looking to progress on with this aggression.
Wow. Now Junohan's there. He does have an interfere, but he wants to be careful because you might just die because Byung Kim also has an interfere. So reaction or two happening. If they just focused on Junohan when he interferes in, that's bad news.
And remember, if Junohan and Sung Choi for GC Busan Rank, can they hold it out for 1 minute and 40 seconds, the TKO will probably give them the victory here, but...
this game was forced out by that Destroyer ult here. But look at Kyungmin Park's health just go up. Junohan comes in, tank him down.
It's all about this 1 minute and 30 seconds. If GC Busan Red can somehow survive this one and really pull it to the TKO, they might just win this. But Anarchy, they can't wait for this time to go off. They have to go for the KOs. Okay, the aerial. This is going to be the end.
Re-knock up!
The second aerial. No!
Lightning draw.
That will happen, but Sung Choi goes out. Junohan has to survive for 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Look at the heals.
Park, oh my word.
Just like Juno, you want to come in? Look at that. Gosh. This is going to tilt Junohan.
He has to survive 53 seconds. This will be the biggest 50 seconds of his career if he can survive. This will win him the game, but otherwise, Kyungmin Park trying to not let the time go out, trying to finish out the game. And Byung Kim is going to come back onto the field. Blade Dancer, what can he do against the Warlock here?
No, unfortunately for Junohan, no leech yet. Tetherblade does land, forces out that escape, and remember, they both have interferes, but
aerial.
The aerial,
28 seconds, 26 seconds, the second aerial with the lightning draw will happen, that will end the game, and we will go to a game 7 to decide it all. One more single, second one of the night, and that will be good enough to decide whether Anarchy can get their first championship of the organization career.
Wow, that will be amazing, and you know, as it should be, on the day of Grand Finals, we get 2 full sets. I mean, 2 full series is going to all 7 sets, and I love it. And, you know, I gotta be honest, the first set of GC Busan Red versus Anarchy, it was so boring. I don't know what they were doing. I wanted to literally just go down to their booths and ask them, what are you guys doing? When they were just stalling time, wasting time. But after that set 1, they're just going all out, back and forth, and now we're at set 7. Jeez, and to decide it all, a singles match.
Happened in that last round. We talked about Sung Choi coming out against Bang. Remember, just in that last round to beat out Young-Jin Shin to get to this stage right here. So the story fitting, I would think that Sung Choi might make a reappearance.
You think so?
I'm betting on it.
How about Junohan as a quote-unquote last boss?
I don't know. I think Sung Choi makes a lot of sense here. I think he's done it. He knows how to be clutch when the time is needed. He knows how to keep himself under pressure.
Yep.
And I mean, he might just do it. As a World Destroyer again, he might be the one to literally play the singles of his lifetime to get home the victory and that prize money over to GC Busan Red.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Youngmin Park on the KFM will definitely come out. I think he knows how to beat Junohan's Warlock if Junohan comes out. And a KFM against a Destroyer, supposedly, class-wise, KFM definitely has a very big advantage. So, Youngmin Park on the KFM definitely is ready for Sungjin Choi and Junohan. I'm not sure if Yuta Sun might come out as a surprise with an assassin and just take out Youngmin Park. We'll have to see about that. But if Junohan or Sungjin Choi comes out, Youngmin Park coming out with the KFM will do the job, I think, for Anarchy.
This is the biggest singles of the season, and you have to count on one person, not all three. The other two players cannot help out. It is going to be up to one player from both teams to decide who takes their home the championship of Season 2 and forever is remembered as the best team out of the second season of 2018. And it's going to be able to take the home money. And really, the prize money is on the line, but who is going to be the one to represent? Okay. Yuta-san?
I think it's Yuta-san versus Youngmin. I think. Because they know Junohan and Sungjin Choi has no chance against Youngmin Park's KFM. And Youngmin Park, Anarchy is sending out Youngmin Park just to be safe. And Yuta-san coming out with an assassin might be that twist.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. My goodness.
I'm telling you.
You told me.
Oh gosh, this happened. Anarchy, they wanted to be safe.
Oh my god, they're trusting on the youngest player in GC Busan Red to carry this one out. All the trust onto Yuta-san. If he does it, he single-handedly wins them the championship.
Yep, he does.
And if he loses, they will think back whether we should have decided Junohan or Sungjin Choi to be that last player for Game 7. They can't change it again.
They can't, but I'm telling you, the reason Anarchy sent out Youngmin Park is because they know Youngmin Park could beat Junohan and Sungjin Choi. And I know GC Busan Red sent Yuta-san out because they know they were going to send out Youngmin Park because of that reason.
Youngmin Park, the single best performer out of Anarchy in the singles for the entirety of Season 2. Can he do it again for the first potential Anarchy championship that we've ever had in Korea? We're going to find out in this game number 7.
Oh gosh, this is it.
Lots of screams, lots of roaring, lots of beastly noises coming from the crowds because they know what this means. Assassin versus KFM. To decide all.
Oh gosh. This is finals, as you see right under the clock there. This is it. 3-3 tied. Set 7. This last singles decides it all. Everybody's just playing it cautiously.
3 minutes. 3 minutes to decide whether you are first place and second place.
The movement. Rising Dragon doesn't connect, unfortunately. Tab escape. The back roll chase does happen.
Into the air. Will lead to a stun.
Is there Searing Palm?
Knocked down.
Palm doing some damage here.
And just going in. Trying to get another aerial is going to be giving him Park, but he just lands down that Lotus. The stun that comes through. This is the one. Lotus is there.
Is that
and also
real?
the
stealth
is there as well. So we have to remember that Lotus is still available. So this is the chance for Yuta-san to move in now. See what he can do. Okay.
Oh no, it's not looking good for Youngmin Park. 3 more seconds.
4 seconds to put as much damage as he can. The Lotus is planted back down once again. Youngmin Park does have that escape. He has the escape. He has the escape. He has the escape. Back row.
The back row chase doesn't miss. It misses, and he allows Youngmin Park to save that escape.
Free escape coming in. And now Youngmin Park on a huge advantage. Goes that Lotus escape. He's going to get the stealth right back. So, wow, that was crucial play coming from Youngmin Park. We didn't think that was going to just back roll out of there.
Oh, triple kick right there for the decoy.
Okay, decoy right there. But once again, the stealth does not come through.
Still not looking good. It's over for Youngmin Park. Okay. No escape.
Yeah. GC Busan Red. GC Busan Red. They might be the champions once again. And GC Busan Red does it again. Season 1, they were the dominant and the deserving champion of the first season of 2018 Blade & Soul Korea. Second season, it has been wholly different. It has started off very, very rough, and the edge to edge they had to climb over, the obstacles they had to climb over were so difficult at each stage of that round, and somehow they make it to this final round. And somehow they managed to win another championship.
Wow, 2 consecutive. But let's look at this. You know, it's very unfortunate the Rising Dragon does not take out Yuntae-san, because it would have changed this whole scene of last singles. And Kyungmin Park, I don't know, he tried his best. He definitely traded well, kind of messed up on some of his combos, but he was just being cautious because Yuntae-san had his escapes most of the time. He staggered his Lotus and Stealth very well here. Oh, but it was very close, but because, you know, Yuntae-san did miss that back roll chase that one moment, giving Kyungmin Park that free escape. That will be right here. Right here. Yeah. Oh, my God.
That was a crucial one. You know, the replays, guys, they definitely know what was up there, and Lotus escape. Saving that Stealth at the end. Forcing out the escape from Kyungmin Park.
And that triple kick right there, too.
Yeah. This is it. That's where this escape comes from, and that was the goal time for Yuntae-san to get that one stun, the stun of his lifetime. And here he is, back roll just for show. Yeah. And here he is, the championship winning play from Yuntae-san and GC Red. Congratulations to these guys. These guys are the best team in Korea still, and looking like it as season 2 concludes in them picking up the trophy once again.
Yeah, back to back. Back-to-back Season 1 and Season 2 consecutive champions. And as we said before, we know GC Busan Red had a very hard time making it up into the Grand Finals Season 2. But as time goes by, we're going to forget about how hard it was for them to come up, but just the fact that they won 2 consecutive seasons.
They are.
Yeah.
They are the champions. They are the best team in Korea for Season 1, and they are still the best team in all of Season 2. We're going to hear from, obviously, the interview to see what the players have to say. And big congrats out to GC Busan Red, the Season 2 champions. Let's get an interview going. I'm trying to go for the big brother, and the big brother goes over to Juno Han. Second straight championship, and you do get the prize money, obviously. What's the most important thing is the fame. How do you feel on winning the game? For us, I never really did 2 consecutive wins, but we lost to Yuntae-san 2 times last time. So this year is looking very different, and we're trying to practice and form new strategies. I think it was a really difficult season for all of us, and having really just crossed the edges, just trying to get through every single round, and really was a struggle emotionally. And we knew that, you know, all our teammates were so supportive and trying to overcome all things, and it was a tough season for all of us, really, and but the result became a happy one. And to Sungjin and also Yuntae doing so well. So thankful for these guys. It does feel happy to get the win, but we're gonna pass it over to Sungjin Choi. He's trying to just cut off the conversation. For Sungjin Choi, and maybe you were the MVP for today's game. Sungjin Choi, we thought that maybe you were the ace coming in. Whenever I do make an appearance, if I can make a behind story out of all of this, I always try to make sure I blame my teammates, but they always blame each other because they never really talk about each other when they lose at the games. Whenever I do, I feel the responsibility as the eldest member, trying to make sure, as what Jino said earlier, we were trying to just barely just get above the edges. And I don't believe that I'm the strongest player on the team, so I don't understand why I was selected as the 8th player to come out on these last matches here. But Now I have to say that, kind of with these younger brothers kind of relying on me, now I want to be in the situation where I can be so thankful for my teammates being supportive.
팀원들 디스 이렇게 조용히 나중에 해주시고요. 손윤태
And for Yoontae Son,
정말 값진 또 승리가
it becomes a meaningful victory.
좀 들어볼게요. 알겠어요. 예, 돈 안 뺏어갑니다.
And we'll see how it goes.
솔직히 이번 시즌이 진짜 너무 힘들었어요.
Well, this season was really tough for all of us.
우승할 수 있을까 했는데
We were kind of doubting ourselves whether we could win another championship.
신기하네요.
It's really amazing that we're the champions once again. And I'm sure you do kind of remember the tough times of season. Maybe you have some storylines to tear up once again. None of that this year. None of this season. It was a really tough tournament. And you had to just go to the losers matches multiple times, and you had to overcome so many obstacles to get here. And now you are still the champion. Do you feel like can show a good performance maybe in the World Championships? I'm not sure. And let's give the mic over to Juno Han. It's their second consecutive. Now going over to these teams, and now you have the regional qualifiers left over. Are you confident? You have to go to the World Championship because there's only one slot.
오늘 결승전 보셨다시피
I think you just saw our team. I think the Anarchy is the strongest team right now in all of Korea right now.
저희를 앞에서 두 번이나 이겼어요.
And they beat us twice during the season. And
하지만은 그 월체만 한 팀밖에 안 가요.
I think the World Championship only one slot is available. And that one team.
태그 대회에서 GC 부산이 우승을 못한 적이 없어요.
I think we never really won with GC Busan Red. So
네, 더 이상 얘기.
I'll try to just keep my comments refrained for now. So it seems like Juno Han very confident on his really his confidence trying to make it to the World Championship. But anything you want to say, Sonny Choi, to the fans out there?
저도 아니나 다르게 이번 시즌에 좀
I
재미나게
think
많이 만들어져서
it really was just an interesting storyline that was formed up for season 2, and now for Blade and Soul developers, we're so thankful.
재미난 캐릭으로 만들어 주신 것
Just
같아서
Destroyer is such a fun class to play. So
보시면은 저를 좀 응원해 주시고 지금도
I think we still have a lot of people cheering for us and cheering for me as well. We want to thank them. And without the support, we wouldn't be 2 season consecutive champions. So we want to work towards proving these supports right and to make sure we become forever the champions. And I was trying to appear in every single World Championship, but since there's only one team this time around, so we're going to try to make sure we become that team to make it to the World Championship. So thank you guys for the support. And that was the champions of GC Busan Red, the champion of season 2. And maybe you want to share your insights, maybe ending after we just got everything and over with. Here they are collecting 2,000 points out of 2 seasons.
Yeah, and you guys do see the fighting points here, and it was a great season here, and ups and downs for GC Busan Red, but they are all the way up there. Look at that, 2,000 fighting points, and we were in the beginning of this broadcast, we would have thought, only if Bang made it up there, only if Bang, it would have been fun to see Anarchy versus Bang, but the strongest team wins, and fortunately, even if GC Busan Red did say Anarchy is currently one of the strongest teams, maybe even stronger than themselves, but on paper, GC Busan Red, the strongest team.
And here they are. They will be playing in the regional qualifiers for Korea to go to the World Championship. Here we have the tables lined up. It will be a true semifinals to a finals tournament format. None of this double elimination format. If you lose, you are out. And GC Busan Red versus Coup d'etat will be the first matchup with Anarchy and IDEPS coming for match 2. If you lose one series, you are no longer capable of going to the World Championship. You have to win every single series to become that one slot available to go to the World Championship for Korea.
Yeah, and it's August 12th, 1300 in Korea time, so you guys can translate that on Google. It will be next Sunday, not Saturday. And this is, once again, as I mentioned before, the international schedules for the qualifiers that are still left over and ongoing for the regions that are participating in the World Championships.
So Thailand having played today, we're going to get Japan and Russia to join in next Saturday. And soon enough, we're going to get more and more of these teams going, as next Sunday will be the Korea regional qualifiers, and going to be joined in by Vietnam, NA, and EU will come along with time. So be sure to check out bns.plaync.com to make sure you pick out the exact schedule so you can support your favorite favorite teams out there in your region. We'll definitely pick out one team to go to the World Championship. That will happen soon enough.
Yeah, and you guys see the site, the link on the bottom, bns.plaync.com, just in case you guys forget to take a screenshot or you guys want to get more detailed on the timeline. You guys can visit that. As it says, schedules can be changed. So you guys got to keep up to date if you are interested in who makes it to the World Championships.
I really didn't think we were going to get this. I didn't think that this GC Busan Red at this current form would even make it to the finals. I honestly thought that Bang would have beat them out and maybe created an interesting storyline between them and Anarchy. Maybe Bang getting the first place championship of this rookie team going on a Royal Roller. But this is not what I expected. But all in all, GC Busan Red were the best teams under pressure at the most crucial, critical moments. They were to want to overcome that pressure and become the champions once again.
Exactly, and the music has changed, and it seems like we're basically done for today.
I think we're done for Season 2, guys. We're going to be back next Sunday, so don't go out on us just yet. One more day to decide the best team in Korea as we're going to decide the World Championship qualifier. We're going to decide it next Sunday. We'll see you then.
You're never gonna know what it's like to have someone to turn to. Another day